management. If fear has you in its grips, then it's time to take a look at your investments. At Compact, we specialize in providing wealth management solutions to help you reach your financial goals, no matter which way the market goes. Call me at 800-388-9700 and let's make an appointment to review your portfolio. You'll also meet the entire team at Compact that helps answer all of your what-if questions and creates a customized retirement plan. Call 1-800-388-9700 and let us help you take the fear out of your portfolio. Call 1-800-388-9700. That's 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30, 50, 70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit iqannuity.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And wow, what a busy week this is in the world of sports. We got so much going on, Randy. You got the hockey, you got the baseball, you got the basketball, you got well, that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, you got auto racing.
Oh, you got the Kentucky Derby coming up this weekend.
And horse racing.
Yeah, so I don't know that's. I think we decided that's not really so much of a sport for the jockey as it is for the horse. You know,
for
what
the
I'm
horse,
saying?
yeah, exactly.
But anyway, there's so much that we're going to be very busy. We are going to be very busy talking about all the different sports that we have to talk about. And of course, in July, there's that dead day in July. Never affects us. There is always something to talk about. We are not the mere mortals of sports talk radio who get their panties in a bunch when it's July, whatever the day is.
Right,
and, oh my God, we're not going to talk about it. Shut your face. There's always something to talk about. Always something to talk about. So we're not worried about such things. I'm not even worried about Donnie the troll. Donnie the troll on the text line says, Suns in 6. Suns in one of these days. Listen, Donnie, if you're barking up the tree, you call all the guys do sports radio in Phoenix, and all the fans of Phoenix. We're not those people. We are realists. And I told you guys when Kevin Durant showed up for the Phoenix Suns. Randy, what did I say?
You said that probably won't win a championship this year, probably next year.
Right. They've played a total of 15, 16 games together with Kevin Durant since he got here. That is no amount of time to develop I know what he's thinking sort of chemistry that you got to see from some of the Nugget players, Jokic, etc. So, I'm not bent out of shape about this. A lot of people are. A lot of the haters are just loving life. And it's Tuesday, Navy Brad. Yeah. Did I say Monday on the thing? Did I say it felt like a Monday?
I didn't. I didn't
catch it.
I didn't catch it either. But
all right, well,
maybe
Monday.
You're
Tuesday,
always pretty smooth on that. Yeah.
It's who gives a crap day. How's that? Anyway, so back to the thing with Durant. I'm not. I'm not worried about Kevin Durant's a bust, as Big George was saying on the text line.
That's Big George.
That's a bridge too far, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not a bust. And listen, we saw the Clippers down 2-0 to the Kings. This is not impossible.
Or the Warriors.
The Warriors. The Warriors were down 2.
The Warriors.
Games
What
to
did I
the
say?
Kings.
The
You
Warriors.
said Clippers on that.
The Warriors were down to the Kings, and they came back. Yes, that is the Warriors. But still, we got stars on this team. We got people who could step up if they wanted. DeAndre Ayton, and they just don't seem to want to. We have the talent. We have the ability. What we don't have is the time together. We don't have that chemistry. And there were mistakes made last night. It was ugly. It was embarrassing. But, Kevin Durant made a very good point. He said, I think we held him to 97 points total. Usually that's a win for us. So if your defense was working and you kept the Nuggets under 100, which is not an easy thing or anything I think that's happened to them this season, if you can do that, then yeah, you're right. You should win. Hell was the offense. Where the hell was the offense? Let me have a couple of things I noticed last night. One, DeAndre Ayton is 10-ply soft. That's all there is to it. You statistically can look at him the same way you look at Carson Palmer. Statistically, well, the numbers are there. I've heard Keon say many, many times, DeAndre Ayton is giving you what he's supposed to give you. Why do you expect more? But here's the thing. When you have it in your eyeball and you're seeing him meh, and not putting through actual aggressive effort, when there's poor Kevin Durant is not supposed to be your center, but he's under the basket and he's playing better defense than DeAndre Ayton. And he is putting his body on the line. He about fouled out. DeAndre Ayton should have about fouled out. He should have fouled out, and he should have taken more of a game to Jokic. If you're not there to play for real, then don't be there. That's all I was watching this, and I'm like, you know what? I'm a broken record on this DeAndre Ayton thing, so I kept my mouth shut. But then my wife, come on, DeAndre, what the hell? What was that? I mean, she just was going off. I didn't even have to say anything. So it's not just my imagination. DeAndre Ayton is not giving you playoff effort. DeAndre Ayton's giving you regular season effort, daily effort, stat building effort. Gee whiz, we can't get a better guy effort. Well, now here we are. And I do. I blame DeAndre Ayton's weak ass in the paint, because that meant that the other players couldn't trust him to do what needed to be done. And then you had to have your star player, one of your star players, playing like a center under the basket. And that hurt his offensive game when he had to be playing that sort of defense. And I'm telling you right now, the whole chemistry thing is why Kevin Durant couldn't get hot. Devin Booker couldn't get hot. Nobody was going to take the hero ball on themselves, because that's not the culture they're trying to build. That's fine. But God damn it, we needed somebody to take that game and start to score some serious points. They're only 10 points down. 10 points is nothing in the NBA. And they should have had somebody step up and take over the game.
Sorry, Randy.
Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you can take it to DeAndre Ayton. To me, that's a known commodity. I know what he is. I know what he gives you. He gave you 14 points and 8 rebounds.
That's garbage.
That is a typical low end of a DeAndre Ayton stat line. Is it garbage? Yes, it is.
It's playoff okay. It's regular season okay, I guess, but it's playoff garbage.
Sure. But what about this bench? 6 human beings played,
yes,
double-digit minutes. They scored a grand total of 4 bleeping points. What happened to this bench?
Remember when I said that? You told me I was being silly?
But that's the thing. The bench was, when I told you were being silly, it was they were playing well. They're not even playing up to their own average.
Points. 2 points in each half. Let's see. Bismack Biyombo had a basket. Campaign had a basket. Might have been free throws for all I know. No, it was a basket.
It was a basket.
Suns didn't get any free throws last night. And guess what? It wasn't bad officiating. None of it was bad officiating.
It was just
I
the Suns sucked last night.
I think a couple of things that stand out to me. Okay, first of all, they did better in taking care of the basketball. They only turned the ball over 9 times last night to Denver's 10 times. So I mean, they took better care of the basketball last night. But you're right, the bench non-existent. 5 trips to the charity try. So they're not being aggressive at all. They're not charging the basket. They're not trying to draw fouls. They're not. You can't blame the officiating. This team is just not an aggressive team. And then I think you're right, Jeffrey. DeAndre Ayton had a bad night. He had a bad night. Josh Okogie, who was a starter for us,
Garbage.
had 2 stinking points. 2 points in 22 minutes of play time.
What was his role out there, by the way? What was he supposed to be doing?
I suppose
supposed to be a forward, but
small forward. What is a small forward supposed to do? Let's pretend like I don't know. What's a small forward supposed to do, Daddy?
I mean,
Stop that. It made me uncomfortable to call you Daddy. Yeah,
I think you were just putting it out there.
Sorry about that.
I didn't accept that as going to me at all.
All right, Daddy, tell me.
Ew, gross. He's supposed to be out there to be the guy that makes open shots when they're created for him by either Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. That wasn't happening. He's supposed to bring a lot of energy. He did that, but he was also supposed to play some damn defense. He was out there to be a 3-and-D guy. Did none of the 3, none of the D. I don't understand why he was still out there. Torrey Craig was at least playing defense when he was playing.
Yeah, our
defense.
3-point shooting was horrible.
It just
3-point shooting was absolutely miserable.
And a good chunk of that was Kevin Durant. I know that it's easy to go after DeAndre Ayton, but I was actually just blowing my stack watching this game because this entire basketball team is soft. They don't go to the basket. They don't attack. You want to get Nikola Jokic in foul trouble? Why don't you try going to him? Kevin Durant shot 12 threes.
Sure.
And he made 2.
Though that's on Monty because there's a point where you have to say, all right, just go in there and get 2 because 3s ain't working. Let's give somebody else a chance at that shot. It's not happening. And I've always said that every time I've ever watched any basketball game with any team, I've said that about Doc Rivers. I've said that about Monty. I've said that about everybody. You know who would do that? Paul Westphal. Say, hey, Thunder Dan, ain't no thunder. Stop shooting that shot. Go in there and get 2. And that's what Monty should have been telling them last night after all them threes just start. You can tell when a team's going to be hot and when they're not. And last night it was clear that was not going to happen. But I'm not even going to blame Kevin Durant on that. He had 24 points. He had 8 rebounds. I mean, come on. He did what he could do, but there was some hesitations. And because he's looking around like, where's my help? And his help, DeAndre Ayton, was just sort of like, I mean, he didn't have the help he needed to play the kind of game he was going to play. That's what I'm saying. They need a whole nother season to get that chemistry together. And there's going to have to be changes. I'm talking like the season's over because it's just about is. Chris Paul with that groin injury, right when we most needed him to do something. That's playoff Chris Paul,
and that's right. Yeah, I mean, there's one every postseason for him. But this is where I felt like the team was soft because the moment that dude walked off the floor, it was over. It was just over, plain and simple. Like they lost focus. They were in the game before he got hurt. And then he gets hurt, and the mental fortitude to continue to fight, everybody lost it. Well, not just Ayton. He's a huge part of it. I'm not disinvolving him of any blame there, but everybody did.
I don't know if Cam Payne is recovered enough or not. I don't know if Cam Payne is still hurting, and that's why he didn't play well, or he's just in a funk where he ain't going to play well. If he doesn't play well and Chris Paul is out, you might as well plan the parade for our friends in Denver, because this is going to be over quick, and I hate to be Chicken Little here, but there's a good chance the Suns are going to come back and win the next game. And we're like, yay. But in the grand scheme of things, we have no bench. We have no depth. And when you remember back in the old days, you had old Cam Jordan and Mikal Bridges. And when the stars were kind of like sluggish, they would jump up and give you that spark and get you something. And I get it. You're going to yell at me and say, there were starters. Well, that's not the point. We don't have anybody like that. Okogie, you are not a starter. You are not a starter. And Chris Paul, well, now you're hurt. What are we going to do? Cam Payne and who?
Who's going to be out there on the floor? Get
If-
Landale
if
out there.
the answer is Landry Shamet, I'm going to die. I'm just going to keel over.
He didn't even
and-
play last night.
Yeah, because he's been awful, and it actually took us until this game. He's been awful the whole playoffs. Like I just, there are adjustments that you have to make. The one
It
where
just-
the guy stinks. Maybe he shouldn't play 15 minutes a game.
Well,
It-
we need a
it's-
revamp here, guys.
Well, you're right. We do need a revamp, and you're exactly right about losing the two players off our bench. We sold that out to get Kevin Durant here. Kevin Durant's been doing his
let me
job, but
pause
we
you
have
there. Hold on. The thing about the bench, if we didn't have to get rid of those guys, one or the other would have been on the bench and been able to actually start in place of Okogie. So,
well, no, they would have both started. That's the reason why Jay
Well,
Crowder got all mad, is
no.
because Cam Johnson was taking his spot.
who was going to start over Chris Paul? You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul was
Well,
going
you
to
wouldn't
start.
have Durant.
I'm saying,
So
if you could have made this deal without losing those guys, is
you
what I'm
couldn't
saying.
have.
I know you can't. My point is, we think about them as bench players because we have the stars. So whether they were bench players or whether they were starters, depending on whatever your circumstances are, we sure could use those guys right about now. And I
Yeah,
know you're
well,
saying you couldn't have those guys. You can't have one without the other. But this bench is garbage. We got to have something.
Yeah, but this would have been your bench
How
if
many
you hadn't
benches
have
are-
made the
there
deal.
have been some better benches out there.
This bench has been better. This bench has been better than this year. That they're not playing up to
been
their
a while.
own, to their own level.
I haven't
Yes,
seen it in the playoffs.
me
at
neither.
all.
Me neither. That, like, the reason why I was bullish on the bench is because when they were in the regular season, they were playing better. Remember at the end of the season when they were, coming up on the end and they were playing as the starters because the starters were getting rest and they were looking pretty good. There was some flow there. We haven't seen anything that's looked like that since the postseason began.
We really need Jokic to get the MVP award to lessen our embarrassment.
To make it look better.
Right. That's the only thing we have to look forward to. Jokic getting the MVP. So we're like, well, that made sense. Oh, poor Phoenix. Because this is just embarrassing. It was sad to see. And let me just say, we probably could have won that game. We probably could have won that game if Ayton had been more aggressive and if Durant had felt comfortable enough to find his shot. It wasn't their swarming defense. It was the fact that the Suns, the way they were rotating, moving around on offense, where they were, moving to and how they were passing. They started out fine, remember?
Mhm.
Hey, they look like a team that knows what to do. Later, it was gone.
And
First game, second game, exact same thing. And I'm telling you right now,
that's coaching to me.
it's coaching, but it's also DeAndre Ayton destabilizing the situation. He destabilized that offense.
He didn't single-handedly do it though. And I think that blaming him all for it, it's just
I'm not blaming him all for it. I'm
Yeah.
saying though he started the roll of the snowball into an avalanche.
it's just you're not going to get out of a tailspin when a guy's playing like that. I understand that. But I just don't. I looked at everybody on that team being soft, and you can blame one guy, but you know what? You've got Kevin Durant who's won championships. You've got Devin Booker who's been there and knows how to get to a finals. We have a head coach that knows how to get to a finals. Most of the guys on this bench have been on this team for a while. Somebody has to step up in that group of people, and I think that if the bench could have mustered 10 points collectively, you probably have a chance to win this game.
If DeAndre shoots his average, his season average, he wasn't even shooting. He didn't even shoot his season average.
There's a lot of
And
underachieving going on, and it's
if DeAndre gives you his average double that he gives you every night, 14, 16 points and 12 or 14 rebounds, it might be a different game. And if your bench actually pitches in, but is it the bench not hitting buckets, or is it the style of play that is being thrown out there between Booker and Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant has had issues getting going. He only had 24 points last night. He usually averages 30 plus. Booker did what he was supposed to do. Booker got his 35.
And not a whole lot to say about Devin
Can't
Booker.
blame him
that
for
dude's
one
been
thing.
solid the entire postseason.
But DeAndre Ayton with anemic numbers. Kevin Durant just could not get his shot going. But he's a smart enough guy that given time, and I really believe the chemistry between these players isn't there, and it has really shown, hey, you might be a good bench in the regular season. This is not a playoff bench. We need some better players, and we're not going to get them before the end of this thing. This is not a finals team. And I know all the Suns fans are like, you're just touching. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, listen, I love this team. This is my team too, but I'm giving you a big old dose of reality. And listen, I would love to be wrong. Show me I'm wrong, Phoenix Suns. Come back, win this damn series, shove it in Jokic's face. But I don't see it.
But yeah, like whenever there's a team that makes a comeback from down 2-0, you take the Warriors, for example, against the Kings. There's something that you can point to say, okay, they're not playing their best basketball right now, but here's where they're not dead. Where is that for this team? There's nothing I can point to. I can't point to Ayton, can't point to the bench, can't point to the coaching, can't point to the stars playing at their increased level.
To expectations. All right. So who are the best players on the bench? Are you looking at Torrey Craig? Are you looking at Cam Payne? In a normal situation, because if Cam Payne steps up and fills the slot of the Chris Paul, if Torrey Craig could come in and do better than Okogie, I mean, all these players have to do better, but a couple of these players have to be the ones you were just talking about. Who could it be?
I mean, I expect more from Torrey Craig. And I think he should have started, to be honest with you. Just he plays good defense. And even if you get no points out of Torrey Craig, you get good defense. Cam Payne, I think that he should play, if for no other reason than he's got to get back into basketball shape. I mean, I feel bad for the guy because he got injured right before the playoffs, and then you come back to the playoffs and it's a more intense version of the game that you were playing before. And you might be in shape, but you are not in NBA playoff shape. And he hasn't played enough minutes to really get into that groove. So then he gets out there and he's a step slow, a step behind. And now we're in a situation, unfortunately, where we may need him to start.
This is not going to go very long.
This is not looking good. I'll just root for the Suns to try and hang in there and win game 3. If you lose game 3, it is over.
When you got Kevin Durant doing 44 minutes and Devin Booker doing 45 minutes and Ayton doing 33 minutes, you can't leave your best players out there that long. You're not going to get very far in the playoffs doing it this way. Even if you happen to win the next couple of games, you're exhausting your best chance. So I don't know. I hate to be that guy. If you guys have a different thought on this, you still have confidence that the Phoenix Suns can win, by golly, step up and let us know. 888-368-1580. And I'm not boo-hooing. I'm not hating. I love my team. I love these guys. I think that they will do great next year, but they need more time together. And, the GM
needs some different pieces.
Mr. Jones, you now know what you need to focus on. You got to focus on this bench, and that's all that matters next year. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back with your texts and more of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks in Texas to take on the Rangers. The Diamondbacks minus or 1.5 plus 106. They are minus 156 on the money line. They'll start Zach Gallen tonight, while the Rangers going with John Gray, getting a 1.5 minus 128 plus 132 on the money line with an over-under of 8. Also tonight, the Angels are in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Patrick Sandoval against Steven Matz. Cardinals plus 116 on the money line, while the Cardinals are minus 134. Over-under at Busch Stadium is at 8.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte combo orders.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families. But navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Suns are moving on to the second round of the NBA playoffs.
Can they stand up to the Denver Nuggets' suffocating defense?
Will Booker continue to lead the way for the Suns? Who will be the surprising player off the bench for the Valley's team when it comes to Suns playoff basketball?
We are your source for all the info, insight, and breaking news.
Live and local for the Valley, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Here on 1580 The Fanatic. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a writer's strike in Hollywood and well, across the country, actually. The Writers Guild is decided that they did not like the deal that was being given to them. And they said, okay, well, I guess we won't write anymore until we get this sorted. So somebody asked me, it's like, well, you write jokes on the show, right? No, this is all from the hip. So this isn't considered writing. This stupid crap that I say just kind of comes out of my brain. If I were sitting down at a typewriter and I'm planning what I was going to say, then it'd be a thing. But I am not bound by the dumb crap that I say, only the dumb crap I might write. So outside of that, enjoy the shows you're watching because, you may see a dip in quality or they're just going to have to be on hold and you have to go find other shows to binge because, last time this happened, it took a minute.
It did. And some shows died. They just weren't the same, didn't have the momentum when the writers did come back.
I need words. Say mouth. You. Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Bruno Baller says, do you guys know when the NFL schedule release day is? You know what? Hold on. I had an email about that earlier. Let me quickly look at this. And it's on May 11th? Or May 18th. I'm told it's either May 11th or May 18th. I don't, there's a special show for this that they're trying to.
Yeah, it's May 11th.
Oh, May 11th then. Okay. I was right the first time. So yeah, May 11th there, Bruno Baller. Heavy Metal Maniac says, it's the best day of the week. It's Taco Tuesday. Taco. I feel like tonight's a backyard taco kind of night. My wife made some like homemade chicken soft tacos the other night. Oh my God. That woman knows how to cook. Mars Bars 805 says, happy Taco Tuesday, guys. Randy, I'll take an 805, please. Suns in -4.
-4, huh? You mean a sweep? Is that what it means?
That would have mean that they would have won before the series even started, which is clearly not the case.
Yeah, that is not what happened here. It's I don't know if it's going to be a sweep, but it ain't going to be pretty, whatever it is. And so you're watching the game there, right? And yeah, you're like, okay, what the hell's going on in Mike Malone's head? Did you see he had like he was growing another mouth on his forehead there? You see, he had a big gash and
bumped his head getting out of his car.
No, it turns out it's worse. Yeah, he took a paddle to the forehead from a teammate in a pickleball match. Said he was going for a 50-50 ball, and I guess they didn't communicate very well. And somebody like, pow, right there, and gave him another mouth to talk out of his. By the way, speaking of mouths, have you ever heard this guy talk? This Mike Malone?
No.
What is going on in his grill? Oh my God. I wonder, is he special? I'm just saying, he just give you gold.
Is he special? What do you mean?
I don't know.
He is special. He's an NBA head coach. Not everybody can do that. He is special.
He's a damn good one.
Probably need to go listen to some interviews. Then you'll see what I'm saying.
What is he?
Something going on there with the mouth. Something going on there.
Does he slur his word? Well, he plays pickleball. Maybe.
How much does this man get paid that he can't go to a dentist? That's, I guess, the next question. Because he's got a
tooth
jack
problems.
I don't know. It is. I've never heard him talk before last night. When he was talking, I was just like, how hard did he get hit in the head with the pickleball paddle? Because he sounded like something wasn't right. I mean, to be fair, he's beaten the Suns twice as a coach, but he's got Jokic. How hard does he have to work? You know what I mean? I wonder if he should be in the protocol.
It can be pretty hard. He had two good players, and he made the playoffs every year without one of them.
Yeah. Something ain't right with Mike Malone. That's all
I will tell you this: Jokic is playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers.
Jokic is just quietly doing his job, and he's just like, oh, I have ball. I put ball in basket, and he just does what he's going to do. Nobody can stop him. He's got the height, the talent, the advantage, everything that he needs. Nikola Jokic, he deserves to be the most valuable player.
There's a handful of plays last night. He just made the Suns defense look stupid.
Yeah, and Booker did not need to get dickish with that. Who was that? Was that Brown? Who was it he almost got in a fight with at the end?
I think it was Bruce Brown.
Yeah, well, come on, Booker. Come on, man. I know you're frustrated, but that was silliness. You can't win, so you want to start a fight. Come on, man. Pinocchio says, afternoon, bros. Was hoping the Suns would cheer me up after the Celtics sadness last night, but no. Randy, beer me, please. Yeah. Boston does not have much to be happy about right this second. But don't worry, you're going to win. Boston Celtics are going to win. Last night, when old James Harden shows up at the arena wearing his Cookie Monster outfit.
Oh my God! Yeah,
I mean,
wow.
We should have known at that exact moment something was good. He was going to have a great game because
when's the last time he had a great game like that in the playoffs? Oh wait, I can tell you, May 25th, 2015. Before this radio station even existed.
I understand that, but if you wear that to the stadium, you have to win. You don't get to lose after wearing that. The combination of
he didn't care.
Well, he never does.
He didn't care.
He never does. The combination of leather, denim, and whatever else is on there, Velcro.
He killed Cookie Monster, skinned him, and he's like, this is like a whole Silence of the Lambs, but from the Children's Television Workshop right there.
I mean, it's
PBS is still in mourning today.
Yeah. We'll never get our blue cookie loving friend back.
Cookie, what are you doing? And then Hard just dance around with something tucked in, wearing the Cookie Monster. Like, I'd bleep me.
But he looked like the old James Harden. I mean, 45 points, and he was doing the stuff that we haven't seen him do in like 3 years.
You don't think he's going to be able to maintain that sort of pace through the rest of the playoffs?
No.
Well, he doesn't have to. He just needs to maintain it as long as Joel Embiid needs rest.
Embiid is back, and you're gonna be in trouble. But he should not be back in the next game because the Sixers now have home court advantage. You don't need Embiid to come back this game. You need him to come back after. You need him to come back healthy and solid. Can he come back for game 3? With the nature of his injury, can he be ready for game 3, you think?
It'll be kind of on the line. He's been upgraded to doubtful from out of game 2. I agree with you. It'd be insane for them to play him, but they're also a team that feels like they're in a desperate situation. You can go up 2-0 on Boston. That gives you a really, really good chance of winning the series, but at the cost of Joel Embiid long term, I just don't think that it makes any sense.
Come on, guys. It's Doc Rivers is the head coach of the 76ers. You don't think these guys are actually going to win this, do you?
No, they are destined to blow it. They are destined to blow it.
His engines go flame out, about this time in the playoffs every time he takes a team there.
Here's the thing with Doc Rivers, though. Doc Rivers has been carried by some great players to a championship. So it's not about if Doc Rivers can win it. It's, can Joel Embiid be healthy enough to help carry him there? That's because it's got nothing to do with Doc. I don't think he's
not going to recreate this. Embiid's not going to come back healthy enough. The Boston Celtics will win this series. Period. That's all I got to say. It was 119 to 115. A couple of things go one way or the other, and the Celtics have got the first game. And we're not even talking about Harden, and we're not even talking about Embiid. Although I got to give Keon credit, when we were kind of watching the game progress while we were on the show yesterday, I said this in air. I'm like, my God, Sixers are hanging in there against the Celtics. And I said, what would the game be the same if Embiid was there, or would this be? You're like, no, this is about the same way they would play no matter what. The difference was Harden was playing the part. Harden stepped up and was playing the part, and nobody expected that. Who was playing in position for Embiid? Was it who was it? Maxey? Was it Harris? Which one of those guys actually played his position? Because that guy was not the difference maker. It wasn't the guy who subbed in. It was just Harden. Period. 45. That's unhardened like.
Yeah, it was Paul Reed. He was just there to be tall. Because Maxey's going to be playing against the other guards, and so is PJ Tucker. Tobias Harris is the other forward. So it's just Paul Reed's just there to put your arms up and kind of defend the rim, man. We're gonna try and defend these guys from the perimeter, and then we're gonna have to let James Harden cook.
I agree with James Harden, but I don't agree with James Harden. Let me help you. James Harden, at the end of the game, he gave his little interview, and he looked over, and he's like, he had more interviews to give, and he kind of noticed he's like all this celebrating of his fellow players. His teammates were like, hey, he's like, hey, get off the court, go get in the locker room. Like, we haven't won anything, and I respect that. But then again, that might be their only chance, James Harden. And you've just robbed them of the one good moment they're going to get.
Yeah, but I still think that's the right thing to do.
It was absolutely the right thing to do, unless you know who it was. When you know it's James Harden and this is not likely to happen again, let them have their moments.
Yeah, but the thing with James Harden is that he is still a guy that likes to compete. It's not his top priority.
Bless his heart.
Going to the club is his top priority. But behind that is competing. And I think that, he's like, look, if I hold down the fort until Embiid gets back, we might have a chance. And James Harden has unfortunately been knocked out of the second round of the playoffs more times than he'd like to admit.
Yeah.
So for him, watching some guys celebrate after game one in the second round of the playoffs, that does not sit well with James Harden.
888-368-1580. Historian says, historically speaking, this is the day Osaka bin Laden.
Osaka, is that Osama's brother?
Yeah, it was an exchange student. No, I think he meant Osama bin Laden.
Yeah,
was taken out by the Navy SEALs on this date in 2011. So
wow,
that was
on this date, and historically speaking,
that was a great moment. Yeah, I remember that. Bruno Baller says, all right, so the schedules will be out May 11th. Thank you. That is a week from this coming Thursday. That should give us a lot to talk about. Bruno Baller, again, we are never at a lack of things to talk about.
No, we will find things to talk about.
Blissful A says, amazing how different the Suns look when they play 5 starters instead of 3 starters and 2 bench players. Huh?
Unless you're just talking about last night, Booker, Durant, Ayton.
Oh, when you play against 5 starters. That's what he's saying.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what do you mean how different? They lost by 10. They held that team to under 100. So it's not that the issue is not, to me, the issue is not what the Nuggets did.
And they had the lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
they just quit shooting in the fourth quarter. They only scored 14 points.
It's what the Suns failed to do.
The defense was improved, but they could not get into a rhythm offensively. And, they just lost the damn game. That's all there is to it. Now, can they get their offense going? That'd be nice. But it doesn't look good, guys. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, look.
I think they square up the series, go back to Denver tied 2-2.
I sure hope so. But here's what I saw game 1. You barely cleared 100. Here's what I saw game 2. You didn't even make it to 90.
Mm-hmm.
I have no indicators from this team so far. And I hope
in Denver, though.
And I hope that things turn around. And then to be fair,
they have home advantage, Randy. If that's the way it's going to go, we're going to lose the series anyway.
I mean, you can still make adjustments if you stay alive long enough. But that being said, I will give Randy the credit that Denver crowd. I give him that crowd a ton of props for how aggressive and hostile they were. That's their job.
Good for them.
The Phoenix Suns were probably a secondhand smoke stone because you know what goes on in Denver all the time. It's a Mile High City as well. They were probably gassed in another way. And so now they're coming home to Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah.
They were gassed at times too. And then now they're coming home to Phoenix.
Would love the excuse. Would love the excuse.
Go. I'm just telling you, that's what was going on.
I got news for you.
It's legal here too, though.
Yeah, Kevin Durant smokes
legal here,
lot
but
of
it doesn't
marijuana
hang in the
already.
air here.
No,
well, I know that.
Yeah, so that didn't affect Kevin Durant. Baker's Cocky Hen says PJ Tucker was all over the floor defensively. Boston was ready for a letdown game. They always do this after a sweep or an easy series. Yeah, Boston Celtics will win. The Sixers ain't going nowhere. Everybody relax. It was just Harden's moment of like, huh? And then he'll go right back to sleep and everything will be fine.
Well, I don't even know if it's about Harden's going back to sleep so much as the Harden's game right now, because of the way they've changed the officiating, his game is really reliant on what the officials let him do. If the officials let him do that BS up and under thing where he forces you to foul him,
Chris Paul move.
Yeah, if they let him push off, which he did just a ton of times yesterday, he disguises it very well. But they still let him do it. If the officials call that, you don't get 45 points out of James Harden.
Yeah, and I feel like they might have been easy on him because they knew Embiid wasn't there. They're like, well, this is going to be very unentertaining. If
like you call every James Harden foul, you're not going to have much of a series.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Harden gave up a lot of money to stay in Philly, and he's changed his game like everyone was begging Westbrook to do, and everyone says he's washed. Harden is a competitor. His problem has always been being clutch, when it really matters, like an elimination game or NCAA tourney games. Wow, you still hold a little grudge from back then, do you? Fair enough. We all felt that pain, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, more NBA playoffs to talk about. We got games tonight, of course. And really, I think that we've all become part-time Warriors fans since they are going to be playing against the Lakers. And so while our house is on fire, we just hope that Ralph's house gets set on fire at the same time. So we have a little Schadenfreude and somebody to root for in these NBA playoffs. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer skills in these matters. And that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants to polos and khakis to Oxfords or t-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like. You convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready.
And get ready for the workday.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up at 5 o'clock, you got the Diamondbacks and Rangers. I don't know what channel it's on. As far as TV goes, probably just still Bally's or something, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And of course, the Dodgers are playing the Phillies at 7. So the Dodgers won yesterday, but the Diamondbacks did not play. So now the Dodgers are up a half a game on the Diamondbacks. So what we need to hope for is for the Diamondbacks to win and the Dodgers to lose, you know, like every other day. That's what we hope for.
Well, I mean, it could happen. I mean, the Dodgers are playing the Phillies. I don't think that they're going to lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Phillies are right now in a real bad spot, a low spot of this season. The Diamondbacks are going into the saw blades of one of the hottest teams in baseball, the Texas Rangers.
I said hope. I said hope. I didn't say I was guaranteeing it was a lock. I said we can hope for it. Let's hope
I will say this for all of you out there that have doubted the Diamondbacks. They have played the 4th most difficult strength of schedule the starting month of the season. And they were able to play good baseball, competitive baseball, and even be in first place. And I don't think this team is done. I mean, they played a tough schedule. Number 4 in strength of schedule, I believe, is what I was reading.
All right.
So good on the Diamondbacks. Yeah. I'm quick to give criticisms, but I also want to be quick to give them an attaboy and a pat on the back. They've been playing good ball. Corbin Carroll, I hope that he's recovered. I mean, he was dinged up in the last game. I'm hoping that he's feeling better. I don't know if he's in the lineup today. I haven't seen yet.
Well,
but
listen,
we'll wait and see.
Better than we had thought they would do. And we don't know how long it'll last, but let's just, again, enjoy it. Now they've got a real big test in front of them, and they passed the big test earlier in the season too. So this is not one you just throw right out. Let's just see what happens. Maybe they'll take these Rangers down for all we know.
I will take a split in Texas. It's a 2-game series, so I'll take a split.
That'd be nice. Sure. 888-368-1580. Junk Food Jake says, go Diamondbacks. Thanks, Jake. Baker's Cocky Hens, thank you for that. Big George says, I hate to side with Ralph. Well, then don't.
No one's making you.
But I actually think the Lakers have the advantage in this series against the Warriors. All right, we're going to talk about that here in a second. And I don't agree with you, George. Harry Soap says, Damian Lillard's a free agent. Time for CP3 to get replaced. Really? Lillard is a free agent? Doesn't he want to stay in Oregon?
I mean,
he does want to stay with.
He
Portland.
does, but his contract's up, so they're going to have to negotiate.
Is it Dame time?
I mean, he'll probably do a sign and trade. He wouldn't just leave that organization high and dry. But yeah, look, I don't know how the Suns would pull it off. But
Right, we got
James
nothing to
Jones,
send back.
yeah, but James, I mean, outside, I guess if you figure out a way to work the draft picks, I'll leave it up to our former executive of the year and James Jones to figure it out. If anybody can, he absolutely will.
He has his work cut out for him in this next offseason, no matter
Mhm.
what happens here.
But he's been so good. Like, I have no reason to doubt that he'll be able to figure it out.
Why wouldn't you take Dame Lillard? Why wouldn't you? And he's not a big ego, is he? No, he's a guy who'd fit right in with Booker
look,
and Deion,
look at him.
all these guys.
He's a guy that could have tried to join a super team. And in this day and age of basketball, unfortunately, it's something you get punished for if you stay loyal to an organization. And he hasn't made a sound. He's let them try to build around him. He's exactly the kind of person that you'd want. And he's exactly the kind of person I think Monty would like.
And he's exactly the kind of person you're going to have to fight with a whole lot of other people to get.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, absolutely. You're probably going to be just well over the salary cap trying to get him. But if you want to crowbar open that championship window, I don't see what the problem is.
I don't
Pay for
know. Hesitation to tell you that Ishby he'll pay a luxury tax.
Oh, yeah.
He will do whatever it takes. And I just hope Monty survives the summer, to be honest. 888-368-1580. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute, the Lakers and stuff. But before we get to that, I just want to say, wow, that really did not work out well for Dylan Brooks. Dear God.
Oh, man.
I mean, so you go after LeBron James and you're like, yeah, and then you just sort of try to be a tough guy and you're like, yeah, until he puts 40 on me. And then you get your ass kicked night after night, and Dylan Brooks wusses out and doesn't face the media, gets charged $25,000 for it and shown the door by his own team. The Grizzlies were like, not only do we not want you back, we don't want you back at all. Please lose our phone number. They basically said, lose our phone number, out the door. We're done with you. There's absolutely no way we have you back in a Grizzlies uniform next season. Bye-bye. And don't come back and pick up your stuff. We'll mail it to you.
The exact wording was that he would not be brought back under any circumstances.
That is very, very clear.
We're not negotiating this. There's nothing to negotiate. And what's really sad about this is that he's a guy that bet on himself. So he turned down extensions that the Grizzlies offered him earlier in the year to try and get the payday now. And he completely botched the entire thing with how he acted in the entire playoffs.
He's a poor man's Draymond Green.
Well, and that's sometimes that happens when you bet on yourself. You go out there, you maybe you don't play up to expectations, and you pass on the extensions, and you go out thinking you can get more. I mean, it worked out great for Aaron Judge, but yeah, sorry, Dylan, you're not Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge is very talented.
Yeah, this poor, I'm not going to say poor guy, but with his moron, and you're poking.
He's not a poor guy.
And you're poking, and then if you can't back it up, keep your mouth shut. Just play your game. And I know you're trying to get into his head, and maybe he really believed, oh, LeBron is old. Oh man, I'm gonna be the guy who takes down the old lion. Nope.
I don't mind any of that. It was at the point where he refused to talk to the media and then called out the fans and the media for trying to make a villain out of him when he was actually trying to play the part of a villain, pointing fingers at everybody except himself. And so now he's here and he's got no one to blame but himself.
Yeah, and this is not a guy. Please tell me that James Jones is not going to go after him. 14.3 points, 39.6% shooting this season. He can't pick a shot to save his life. Is his defense elite? Not really. I don't think so.
No, it's good defense. It's not great defense. He sort of talked himself up into being an elite defender, but he isn't actually. He's a good defender. I don't want to take anything away from him, but there's a difference between understanding how to be a pest and actually locking people down, which he doesn't do.
I thought it was funny. Zach Kleiman for the Grizzlies, before they issued the statement, Dylan Brooks won't be back. Hell no. Before they released that statement, here's what he said. We're going to take a different approach as it pertains to trash talk next season.
you'll see a different approach from this team. But at the same time, confidence is important, but there's a line there, certainly. And he's in his head going, that guy's fired. We're firing him. He's gone.
Yeah. Look, this is.
I need a box. Somebody empty out one of the. How many reams are left in that paper box? 2. All right, just dump it out. I need that empty box for Brooks. His ass is fired.
Man.
We're firing him.
It's a culture move as much as anything. That like there's a line and they don't want anybody crossing it. And the guy that crossed it the most, make an example out of him.
Well, now you know what happens when you poke bears and
you get mauled.
Who's
Dillon Brooks to be a bad mouthing LeBron James?
Yeah,
I mean, you're not Dennis Rodman,
BS.
man.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a way you can approach these things. I'm sitting here, I look at the NFL and I look at the reverence that people cross Tom Brady with on the defensive side of the ball. Nobody is going to try and wake that guy up. What makes you think that waking up LeBron's a great idea?
That was a bad idea.
That's just like if LeBron looked washed, if he was 1 for 15 every other night, I can understand it. But I don't understand what about LeBron's playing made you think that was a fantastic strategy.
Sure. Wake up like Lorenzo Ball. You know what I'm saying? You wake him up.
Wake up Lonzo.
You don't wake up. You don't wake up LeBron. And here's the thing: he was elite in one statistic, technical fouls. He led the NBA with 18 technical fouls over the season. 2 different 1-game suspensions, and then he tried to start a fight with a guy. Yeah. Well, that's great. Okay, you can get technical fouls. How did you help? Yeah, you didn't help. You didn't help. Bye-bye. So where is he going to go? Who wants this guy? Who do you think wants him?
I think that there are teams that could take the energy. I mean, if you add Dillon Brooks to your team, if nothing else, you have somebody who is going to give 100% every single game. He doesn't take plays off. He's not a lazy player or anything like that. If your locker room is missing that, you might take a chance on a Dillon Brooks if you think that might push you over the edge.
Question. Do you think he would play? You seen that thing, that anti-snore thing where the guy just puts a patch over his mouth?
Yeah.
It's like he's taped his mouth shut so it forces him to breathe through his nose so he doesn't snore. You seen that? Would he wear that for the entire game?
He might.
Would he wear that for the entire game and the press conference after and just nod his answers in the entire interview? If he does that, we still don't want him.
Yeah, you might still not want him. Because he's not. He's a good player, but that's it.
He's not an elite player.
And he's not worth the headache. Like Draymond Green he's a gigantic headache a lot of the time. But Draymond Green is an A++ passer and playmaker. He gets other guys shots, which from his position, that forward center-ish position that they kind of move in between a Golden State, he's worth the trouble. He really is. Like you can't say. And then as a defender, at least when he was in his prime, now he's kind of slowing down a little bit.
But Draymond's still dropping threes every now and then too.
Yeah, but I don't think they rely on that because I mean Draymond can go out there.
Not rely on it, but about every game, some idiot leaves him completely open, and he punishes you for it.
But Draymond
Which
Green
means that pulls a defender off of somebody else and stops a double team possibility on who? Steph Curry,
or Clay. Yeah. Draymond Green could go out there and score 5 points and be the most impactful player in a game.
Absolutely right.
Dillon Brooks can't do that. And so if you're going to try and model yourself after Draymond, there has to be something you do at an elite level. And he doesn't do anything at an elite level.
Baker Cocky Hen says Brooks is the Kyler Murray of Draymond's. Wilbur says, leave the bad mouthing of LeBron James to me. Hey, LeBron, up your nose with a rubber hose. We weren't bad mouthing LeBron James just now.
No, that was Dillon Brooks. Yeah.
We are going to talk about the matchup. We're going to talk about the Heat and the Knicks. We're going to talk about the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors in a little bit when we come back. Donnie says, oh, God, it sounds exactly who the Timberwolves would go after in the offseason. No! I hope that's so bad for you. I hope that's so bad.
I mean, this is a team that went after Rudy Gobert when they didn't need Rudy Gobert and gave up a lot for him. It's a very Timberwolves move.
See, you shouldn't have mentioned it, Donnie, because now we're all going to pray about it. we're going to get our dream catchers out. We're going to stream through it. Oh, we want Brooks to go to the Timberwolves. All right, guys, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk some more NBA, NFL on the way, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or t-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like. You convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready.
And get ready for the workday.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove-wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. If the volatility of these markets is making you seasick, you're not alone. Many investors are afraid to make a move, but not taking action can be just as detrimental as taking the wrong action. All of us here at Compact are focused on growing and protecting your assets. That means watching market activity all day, every day to try and find the great money-making opportunities during the good times and keep your money out of harm's way during the bad times. We have the products, resources, and experience to help you stay ahead of the game. So if you're wondering what your next step should be, let's chat. 1-800-388-9700. I will sit down with you to discuss your options and to help you get past the fear so you can make better financial decisions. Call me at 1-800-388-9700 and let's work together to build your financial future. That's 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Tron Slater, by God, that's just mean. He says Al McCoy could live to be 300 years old, and he'll still be waiting for his son's championship. That's what you call Heartbreak Hotel from downtown.
That is
awful.
unnecessary.
Wow. It's awful. It's horrible, Tron Slater. Yeah,
Why, Tron?
They're all going to hit
Just
us
why?
weather down. That's life. Big George says, let's talk about something more fun. Don't tell me what to talk about. This ain't your show. We're going to talk about what we want to talk about. And what we want to talk about is more of the NBA playoffs. Now, listen, yeah, you're right. The Diamondbacks are playing at 5. The Phillies and Dodgers are playing later. We got the Heat and the Knicks at 4:30. The Lakers at 7. I'm going to watch that game. I'm going to make it a point to watch all those games. If nothing else, see what a team can do, with offense. Then, of course, the hockey at 4 o'clock. We got the Panthers and the Maple Leafs. And then later on, sorry, Randy, the Kraken and the Dallas Stars. Tomorrow in hockey, you got 4 p.m. the New Jersey Devils and the Carolina. What's the name of their team?
Carolina Panthers.
No,
or,
that's
I'm sorry,
the NFL.
Carolina Hurricane.
Hurricane. Oh, that's why their logo is a swirly thing. Yeah, I don't really watch hockey much. And then the Edmonton Oilers, right? Is it the Oilers?
Yes, Oilers.
Okay, and the Las Vegas Strippers. They're playing at
Golden
6:30.
Knights. That's Golden Knights.
Yeah, same thing. Anyway, so that's a lot of sports going on. There's a lot of sports going on. But let's talk about the games that are before us right now. In about half an hour, the Miami Heat, who already have a 1-0 lead over the New York Knickerbockers, they take the floor in New York, which means the Miami Heat beat the Knicks at the Garden. So did anybody even expect that? It doesn't seem like it, because even now the Knicks are 6.5 on the spread favorites over the Miami Heat. So help us out. The hell happened that the Heat have won a game, and why is the Knicks so much favored tonight?
I feel like I know you're asking Keon, but I'll give my 2 cents here. I feel like the Heat were the only people on the face of the planet that expected to win against the Knicks. But now Jimmy Butler is a bit dinged up. They're without Tyler Hero. Bam Adebayo is he's playing okay, but he hasn't really been a huge factor for the Heat. So who's going to step up for the Heat? I think the Knicks win this game. And I think if unless Jimmy Butler can come back and do something miraculous, this may be the end of the run for the Heat this series. I don't know, Keon. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know how Miami pulled that win off, except to say that Eric Spoelstra is just one hell of a coach, a deeply underrated guy that doesn't get talked about nearly enough, because they don't appear to be a championship team. So we just don't talk about them in that same echelon with those other teams. But he's such a great coach. Jimmy Butler gets knocked out of that game, and they just adjusted, just started running the game through Adebayo, who hadn't been playing well to this point. Randy brought that up. He was just
Yabba Dabba Doo. Where was he before the Heat?
Oh God, I don't recall.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
He's been there for a while, but he just played just a hell of a fourth quarter. He just couldn't miss. And then so you had that, and then you had Gabe Vincent playing incredibly. I don't know. Got 20 points out of Gabe Vincent, and I didn't know that you could get 20 points out of Gabe Vincent. Like they just pulled all the levers that they had to grind out a win. Jimmy Butler's not going to be ready to go tonight, so he's out. They were trying to work on the ankle just basically around the clock to try and see if they could get him ready to go. He just can't. So this kind of opens the door for New York a little bit, because if Jimmy Butler went out there and played, I just didn't feel like New York could win that game. It just didn't seem like that series. They just didn't have any answers for him. This at least opens the door for New York to at least hold serve for at least one game on their home floor. But Eric Spoelstra is having the series of, or the postseason of a lifetime, already being the 8th seed, knocking off the Milwaukee Bucks.
So you favor the Miami Heat to win this series?
I mean, it depends on how much Jimmy plays. That's really kind of what it comes down to. If Jimmy can come back, yeah, I think Miami's going to win the series. New York is a good team, but this is their first year together, and they have obvious limitations. I like Jalen Brunson a lot, but when you force Jalen Brunson to go to his right, he's not near as good as when he goes to his left. And I think the same or the opposite is true for Julius Randle in the post. If you ask him to go to his right, he's great. If you ask him to go left, well, now you got problems.
All right, Randy, the over-under is 206.5 points. And from everything that Keon has said, now you know why it's set so low. And you almost want to take the under on this, right?
I would take the under. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a huge scoring game. I mean, Bam Adebayo, if he's the impetus for the Heat right now, he's the guy that makes the machine go. Well, he's not a scorer per se. He's certainly not Jimmy Butler. He's not going to throw up like 40 or 45 points. So, and the Knicks are not a huge scoring team unless Julius Randle just plays out of his head. So I'm going to take the under.
What do you say, Keon? Over or under?
I'll take the under as well. I think you have two squads that are struggling offensively, one with injuries and the other one just with young guys. RJ Barrett, this is his first, I think second round appearance.
Randy, I think we have breaking news here.
Uh-oh.
Breaking news here on the Daily Blender. Thank you for the heads up, NFL Blitzer. Joel Embiid has won the Most Valuable Player Award.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I disagree.
I actually thought Embiid was my MVP.
They didn't want to give Jokic 3 in a row.
Yeah,
that's all there was to it.
How many times has that been the case? There's a reason why Jordan never won 3 in a row. There's a reason why LeBron never won 3 in a row. There was a reason why Kobe just has the one. When they don't want to give you the award, they just don't give you the award. But I do think that Embiid is legitimately deserving this season. He was absolutely spectacular. I think if you look at a lot of the advanced numbers, those numbers favor Jokic. but I think just for me, with the just your regular stats and the eye test, I was leaning towards Embiid for the performance he had this year.
Well,
but it was him and Jokic. I mean, those were the only 2 guys you could have chosen.
There goes our little bit of face saving. Jokic is not even the MVP.
Would have been nice.
Yeah, well. 888-368-1580. Junk Food Jake says, let's go, Coyotes. Wow, this Junk Food Jake guy, he's just really all pro Diamondbacks, pro Coyotes.
Really it's almost as if he was born and raised here in Phoenix.
It's amazing. Random texter says, Jeffrey, did you just say Dimebag was playing at 5? I thought he was dead. What are you talking about? I said the Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks. Yeah.
Random texter. Why don't you have a drink? 888-368-1580. So, all right. What I really want to talk about is not Joel Embiid winning the MVP. I don't even care about the Knicks and the Heat because guess what? Neither of them are going to be there at the end. You know that. Neither of them are going to be there.
The Celtics are the best team in the East.
So it's the Lakers and the Warriors at 7:00 tonight on TNT. I'm just so looking forward to this because I really do think the Golden State Warriors are going to win this entire series.
I agree.
Really?
Feels good. All right. So let me tell you why. I feel like, the old heads of the Golden State Warriors, they're all still playing at a very high level. And the thing that they're getting is something that, you probably didn't expect. Now, Draymond Green doing Draymond Green things. The X factor for the Golden State Warriors, Looney right now is doing everything you need him to do to help support the other players. And I don't know if it was you that said this the other day, but doesn't matter if he scores a lot of points. It's the intangibles. It's what he's bringing to it, a lot like Draymond Green. He's setting things up. He's making things happen, and he's just getting rebound after rebound. I'm telling you, the Golden State Warriors, they are firing on all cylinders. They have all the offensive power the Suns don't have. When you need them to step up and make some stuff happen, they make stuff happen. And Steph Curry is just as much Steph Curry as Steph Curry can Steph Curry. And I have absolute confidence. I'm not saying the Golden State Warriors aren't going to lose a game, but I have all the confidence in the world that they will win the series. Keon, your thoughts?
Yeah, you said the Warriors are playing at a high level, which I totally agree with. But I think that the more important thing, or the thing that's important to me, is they're playing at a high tempo, which the Lakers don't like.
Yeah, and they're young, even though they're older than they've ever been. They're younger than LeBron, and they're going to wear his ass down.
And Anthony Davis, who's going to take that 7-foot body and have to run up and down the floor with it every single time. I don't know what the Lakers' answer to this is going to be. I think Darvin Ham is proving himself to at least be capable of making adjustments. So I'm sure there's going to be some back and forth in the series.
Sure.
Which is why it's going to be exciting. But I just think that the Warriors are just pedal to the metal all the time. Where when you looked at what the Grizzlies did, the games the Grizzlies won, they were able to go up and down the floor. The games that they lost, they just weren't able to consistently stay in front of the Lakers. You're not going to really have that with the Warriors. The Warriors just came off of a series where they played exactly how they want to play, and they're going to go up against the Lakers and just carry that right along with them. And what do the Lakers do when you have a team that's playing at a tempo that they don't like, and they don't have the ability to stop it? Because Steph's range is limitless. He has his own. When you practice, when you learn how to shoot, they start you in at layups and then
He's
they get you to
dropping
mid-range.
threes from the toilet. You know what I'm saying? He just shoots it from there and it ends up in the basket. It's amazing.
It's just, and he makes the entire geometry of the floor. The fact that you have to account for him the moment he crosses half court means what zone can you play? None. He destroys it. And then Clay does too. They're all playing well. And I like that you mentioned Kevin Looney because he's averaging 15 rebounds a game.
Yeah, that's
which
crazy.
Is kind of absurd. Yeah. And he's so humble in how he carries himself. He doesn't ask for a ton of touches. If he has to be the pick and roll guy, he doesn't mind. And I think that is a masterclass in how you draft a guy and develop a player in your system to do exactly what it is that you'd like them to do. And he's the ultimate team player. And I really enjoy watching him play.
The only guy on the Lakers, I think he can just run with the Warriors is Reeves. Everyone else is tired. Hey, Randy, you remember how when you take your kids out to a thing and it's like, hey, everybody's having fun. And then it was time to go home. You're walking across the parking lot. They're like,
yes,
that'll be the Lakers in the third quarter.
Is that the way you see this happening?
Lakers in the third quarter are going to be gassed.
I mean, look how many times they were gassed against the Grizzlies.
Right.
And that's the Grizzlies without Ja for a lot of that series. So you replace Ja Morant with Steph Curry, who's going to run behind every screen that imaginable. Good luck chasing him and coming out on top with that. I mean, D'Angelo Russell has his job absolutely cut out for him on this one.
We all agree, high scoring affair, because the Golden State Warriors don't even have to play defense. They just keep running up and down and scoring, and they're going to tire out the Lakers. It doesn't even matter what the Lakers do. The only thing they be careful of is don't let the Lakers get hot from three. LeBron can hit a three. Schroeder can hit a three. Reeves can hit a three. So they have to be careful and guard around the perimeter. But outside of that, I mean, outrun them and you win.
And the thing is, as up tempo as the Warriors are, as finesse as they can be, they're because of Draymond Green having some of the identity of that team, because of Looney, they're physical. If it turns into this thing where you've got to play in the post and you're beating the other team up, ask Domantas Sabonis how that went. I mean, they will beat you up. And
LeBron James is no Sabonis. Anthony Davis, no Sabonis. You know what I'm saying? These two guys are bruisers, and the Warriors would make a mistake trying to get too physical. You're going to see Draymond Green foul out, and you're going to see Looney in trouble.
I'm not saying,
don't let it become physical.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I think they can handle it. I mean, I'm not talking about put your hands on somebody, but I'm saying when it's time to make an aggressive box out, when it's time to set a hard screen, Looney likes that dirty work, and that is good news, I think, in this series.
All right, so here is the betting information on this. The Golden State Warriors are favored. The spread is 4.5. The Lakers are completely capable of doing the spread, but I don't know which way you guys would want to go with that.
I mean, the Lakers could cover it, but I just think that
there's gonna be a pull away.
Yeah, the Warriors at home in game ones of series. In fact, the Warriors at home this year, they don't lose there.
That is true. They don't win a lot on the road.
Yeah, but they don't lose at home.
All right.
And anytime they need a win and they have to go back to Oracle, they get it done.
All right, let's go to the over-under, Randy. 227. I feel like I think that's appropriate. I personally might take the over. What would you take?
I think I'm going to take the over as well. I mean, when you're talking about two teams that can run the score up, give me the over on that one.
Keon?
I'll take the over. I think the Warriors are going to score a lot of points, and I don't think they're particularly interested in defense. So we'll see a lot.
We all need to agree on stuff more because Keon's a lot less shouty when we agree. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Do you agree with that, Keon?
Sort of.
See, he's not shouting. Let's go to the text line. Jagdog says Warriors in 5. Suck it, Ralph. Let's see. Raven Kid says all 3 were deserving. Giannis is the new LBJ. Is he talking about Lyndon Baines Johnson?
I think he's talking about LeBron.
Oh,
either that or Lady Bird Johnson.
Could be Lady Bird Johnson.
LeBron play the way Giannis plays the game now is how LeBron played his prime.
Giannis has nice gams. He has nice gams, and so did Lady Bird Johnson.
Nice gams.
Keon, I think you're wrong. I think he's talking about LeBron James. Anyway, he says Jokic wasn't a gam legs.
Huh.
Gams. You
Never-
heard that? It's like
No,
old
no.
games, like from the 40s, 30s, and 40s.
I've
Good.
never heard that before.
Nice games.
I'm stealing it though.
Yeah, it'll work it. And also, I don't know if anybody stole my son's pickup line. Hey, heard you have great taste buds. Like, what the hell?
I don't even. How would you work that?
I dare anyone to use that as a pickup line, and because it worked for him.
If you make that work and you can prove it, I'll buy you a beer.
Well, you owe my son a beer when he's 21. Because I saw it.
Absolutely. You let me know when he crosses the 21 line. I'll get there.
It's going to be a minute. Jokic wasn't allowed a third in a row, says Raven Kid, and Embiid led the league in scoring. All great candidates, he says. And yeah, it's funny. I can see that Raven Kid. Yeah, everybody just remember when you text in, don't go stop, because that gets you bumped off. It opts you out. Luckily, it texts you back and says you have opted out and will no longer. We don't send messages out anyway, but you have to hit start to come back in, or resume, I guess is what it says right here. Resume to resubscribe. I think it's funny. Raven Kid fell for that.
Instead of saying stop, go please.
Yeah, PUH -- LEAZE. Please. Hefty Lefty says the Lakers are a better team when they run. Actually, they were top 5 in the league in fast break points. Well, yeah, okay, but not against the Warriors. The only guy on the team that doesn't like to run the whole game is LeBron. I'm going to tell you right now, Anthony Davis is not a fan of running. I've seen him gassed in the second quarter, and he says LeBron almost gets an 8-second violation at least 4 times a game. Yeah, he does rest down there, doesn't he?
And when he brings the ball up the floor, he uses all 8 of those seconds to get the ball over.
It's like, you got to be on the other side of that line, right, buddy? Okay.
Okay. I'm taking my time.
Yeah, okay. Silver Pop says, ugh, Warriors versus Laker. The eyesore in this series from all that mustard yellow on both teams. Ugh. I like that. I don't think the Warriors look bad. I am tired of the purple and gold, but the Warriors, I don't know. They usually wear white. I don't think they usually wear yellow. Do they?
Yeah, they. Well, yeah, they
do. They.
Well, it's not all yellow. It's white, and then they've got the yellow trim, and then on the road it's blue with the yellow trim.
Well, so sorry, Silver Pops. I'm sorry that it is not. You know what you could do? Turn the color off on your TV. If you just turn the color off in the settings, you can put it back later when you're done. If you turn it down, it'll like watching the old black and white TV back in the day. You got the Motorola warmed up, and now you got a guy in a dark jersey and a guy in a light jersey. That pro tip right there. Follow me for more ideas. Radio Pal 1580.
Change the aspect ratio to 4:3 if you can, and then there you go.
I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, but if it's Silver Pops, he can't even set his damn VCR. I'm just telling him turn the color down. Have a child help you, Silver Pops. Fifth letter says, remember, all 3 of you guys chose Memphis to win that last series. Good call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Memphis. Yeah, we did.
I did.
We won. We wanted
Memphis. Yeah.
I don't think we called it like we were confident. We called it like we were hopeful.
Yeah. I don't know. I was pretty confident, but I also wanted Ja to play the whole series, and that did not happen.
And listen, I'm pretty confident the Warriors are going to win. I was not I didn't care about the Memphis Grizzlies. I didn't care. I just wanted the Lakers to hurt.
What I can't be wrong? I don't understand this.
Yeah, you can't be wrong. Big George says, Keon, the Warriors haven't played at Oracle in years. They play at the Chase Center in San Francisco now. Brand new place. They left Oakland a long time ago.
No, I know they left Oakland. I didn't realize that the new arena was called Chase. I don't pay attention to stadium names. That's my fault.
Yeah, George.
I know they don't play in Oakland, George. Their new stadium looks like a toilet.
Sometimes we talk about the Madhouse in McDowell. Sometimes we talk about America West Arena. Sometimes we talk about the Bangwin Ballpark. Why don't you get up off his wiener? Okay, George?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I can say that.
That's gotta hurt.
All right, so let's take a break. When we come back, I think that's it for basketball. I think it's time for us to talk some other stuff. Well, we are going to talk a little bit about the Kentucky Derby. We're going to talk a lot about the NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective. potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-474-0979 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-474-0979 now. Again, 800-474-0979. That's 800-474-0979.
Carrie, is this schedule the most updated?
There's a wedding season rush at Dr. Iona's dental practice.
You're fully booked this week. We can try and squeeze you in next Tuesday.
She needs a dental hygienist to unveil fresh smiles.
How long has 3 been under the UV light?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval and warranty, 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted.
Let's go. Practice time.
Summer means mini camps, OTAs. Then it's on to preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news when you need to know about the NFL offseason. Remember, if it's the NFL, we talk about it. Your home for NFL news, games, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Here on 1580, The Fanatic, King of Kittens. What are you drinking, buddy? King of Kittens says the Lakers cover. The Lakers win straight up. The Lakers are going to the conference finals. Why? Because the NBA wants the Lakers in the finals. I want the Lakers in the finals. Ralph wants the Lakers in the finals. It's just going to happen. Well, King of Kittens, there is one point that I think we can agree on. The NBA probably does want them there, and you might see some officiating that kind of helps the cause, but you can't outdo good basketball.
You can't. And also, if this were any other team, you might be able to say that, but the Warriors draw huge ratings too. People like the Lakers. People really love Steph.
Yeah.
The league would have no problem if Steph and the Warriors made it to the finals, to take on the Celtics, who, by the way, would be a rematch.
Do you think that the refs are going to just be kind of like, okay, that's fine? Because that's what it feels like with the Suns and, the Nuggets. They're hardly calling anything. I mean, there's a few here and there, but they're not being picky, is what I'm saying. They're letting them play. So you don't feel like the officiating is any sort of an impact on what's going on between the Suns and the Nuggets.
As
right?
it should be. As it should be. That's exactly the way it should
I
be.
actually think that the officiating in that series has been really good so far.
Very strange. And so I don't know what kind of officiating you're going to get with the Lakers and Warriors. I feel like Scott Foster might be coming to town, and who knows how that goes. I think Scott Foster favors Steph Curry, though.
You think so?
He did do one of the games I watched, and I was like, all right, let's watch for some of this bull crap. And I'm like, he didn't do anything. Nothing bad happened. I'm like, is Scott Foster having an off night? Is he okay?
Is he going to be?
He's not making horrific calls. Huh. So yeah, maybe you get some good officiating between the Lakers and Warriors. You get an honest playoff.
I mean, I know that the league is drooling over the possibility of Lakers Celtics. I understand that, but the Warriors are the defending champs. I don't think that the whistles are going to go against them the same way it might go against some other team that'd be playing them.
George, I'm trying to get out of this basketball stuff. I'm trying to move on to something. He says, my question is this: what more does Devin Booker have to do in order to be considered an MVP candidate? He always seems to be overlooked by the national media. He has to play selfishly. I mean, and I'm not saying that's what the other guys did. The other guys are expected in their role to do a certain thing, and they do it well. But Booker is expected to be a team player, trying to get everybody involved. That you got Kevin Durant, you got DeAndre Ayton, you got CP3, you got a lot of mouths to feed. And for this team to be firing all cylinders, everybody's got to eat. And so Devin Booker, he's not a selfish player. He's not trying to win MVP. You've seen him go off for 80 points in a game. You've seen him easily go off for 50 or 60 points in a game. Could he have taken over a game at any point and scored a lot of points? Yeah, but he's not doing that right now. I'll be honest. There's times I wish he would.
Yeah.
But he's playing as a teammate. He's playing, as a guy who's being coached and he's listening. So he's not doing what you need to do to be an MVP because he's a good guy.
Here's what Devin Booker would have to do. First off, he has to be on a playoff team, which he is. He has to, at that point, either win the scoring title, which, to Jeffrey's point, not going to happen in this particular offense in this system, or just fill the stat sheet: points, rebounds, assists. There's a reason why the three guys who were on the short list for MVP were Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic. Those are all bigs, because bigs in the NBA, if you're a high quality one, can fill out
unlike
the stat
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, he's a tier 2 guy.
I knew you were going to say that.
Those are you have to be a tier 1 big, but if you are, you fill out the stat sheet. So you're getting the points. You're the offensive carrier of the team. You are getting rebounds, and then you're also passing the basketball, as Jokic has done, which is what's made him the 2-time MVP.
He's just a silent assassin, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's passing the basketball in ways. I mean, he sees people, and I don't know if he's got eyes on the back of his head or what, but he makes passes that those are point guard passes, but he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah, that Randy, for you was my unlike Aguilar moment.
And I caught the baby.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Aguilar.
That's what that was.
Oh, Nelson Aguilar. I don't think any of us would remember Nelson Aguilar if it weren't for that one fireman.
That was just brilliant. Well, Parlay J says the chef is going to fry them. Warriors in 5.
Who's the chef?
Who's the chef?
Chef Curry.
Oh, I see.
Chef Curry with the pot.
Is that something they're calling him now?
Oh, it's been a nickname that's been floating around with him for a while.
Is it because he's doesn't that cooking show with his wife that everybody got upset about?
Yeah, and then he also stirs the pot sometimes. James Harden does it too, though, so I don't understand. Wait, Chef Curry with the pot, man. It's been a thing.
All right. Well, okay, Parlay J. Well done. Good text. 888-368-1580. Fifth letter says, I know Randy deep down inside knows the Lakers have a serious chance to win this series against the Warriors. You other two are hating. Randy, pour them some haterade. Okay. There's no haterade here, and we're not hating. We're just giving you honest analysis. And we never said that they have no chance to win the series.
Yeah, that's just you hearing what you want to hear. Maybe you feel like there's no chance.
Do we have some haterade?
I'd
like to try that. What does that taste like?
It's angst and
yeah, the tears of your enemies. It's very delicious.
Yeah.
High in some nutrition.
Sound very sanitary though.
It's kind of salty though.
It is a bit salty.
Way to get a disease or something. Most of our enemies are well diseased.
Well,
yeah. Hefty Lefty says Jokic has passing ability as a big that we haven't seen since Chris Webber. Listen, Hefty Lefty, he has no idea who Chris Webber is. You know better than that. Stop it.
Wait,
Stop it.
who doesn't have any idea who Chris
Keon
Webber
is way too young to have even heard. He hears Weber and he even thinks, "Oh, a grill, a Weber grill." Yeah,
I don't know who Chris Webber.
mean
He played.
no
Grill?
idea who
He
Chris
played,
Webber is.
He played for the Wizards.
You don't even remember that. You're too young.
No, I vividly remember that.
You had to look up TikToks and YouTubes of stuff from
Then he played for the
1983.
Probably
Kings,
just looked it
where-
up on your phone.
where
Probably
he was actually good.
1982, maybe. I don't know. Hefty says, Keon is my age. No, you have no idea who Chris Webber is either, Hefty Lefty. You just don't. You just don't. So,
Yeah.
How long ago do you think Chris Webber played?
1973.
Okay, that explains a lot.
That's a big year.
Carry
Randy.
on. Carry on.
That was a
He
big year.
played last century.
That was a big year, Randy. Can we talk about something more important than Chris Webber? Let's talk about
Sure
the
we
Kentucky
can.
Derby. We have no idea.
Oh, this is
Yes.
our annual picking the horse.
That's right.
This is our
Ah,
annual
yes.
picking of the horse.
I'm always
Yes.
wrong, but I love it.
All right.
We never ever know anything about these horses. And the guy who used to know stuff about horses, he never got it right anyway, so it don't damn matter. All right, so here I'm going to give you the names of the horses, and I'm sure we're just going to pick based on the favorite name, but I'll give you the odds too as we go. All right, are you ready? All right, pay attention, because I'm only going to do this once, Randy.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
Last year, you made me do it twice, and I didn't appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing this once.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so the 149th Kentucky Derby, here they are, the odds. I'm not giving you the post positions because let's be honest, nobody cares. All right, here we go. Forte is 3-1. Tappet Trice, which is my favorite. I think that's going to be my horse. Is 5-1 just
like
because that name.
Tappet Trice.
Tappet Trice. Yeah, tap it 3
Okay.
times.
All right.
Angel Empire is 8-1. Derma Sotagaki is 10-1.
Oh boy.
Is that like skin? Derma? I don't know.
Yeah.
Practical Move is 10-1. King's Bonds is 12-1. This one I don't think anybody's going to pick. Two Phils. One was more than enough.
I've seen enough. Yeah.
Yeah. He's 12-1.
Two fills, huh?
Jace's Road 15-1. Mage is 15-1. I guess if you're a D&D fan. Ray's Kane is 15-1. If
I might go with that one.
if you're a chicken fan. I don't like Raising Cane's as much as I like Chick-fil-A though. Somebody tries to tell me, oh, that Raising Cane's is better chicken nuggets than Chick-fil-A. Nope. Let's see. Verifying is 15-1. Rocket Can 15-1. Confidence Game. I like that.
Oh, that's a good one too.
20-1. Skinner. Well, that's just horrifying. You can name it. You're going to skin the horse if he doesn't win. Skinner's a bad name.
Skinner.
Yeah, it's
for a horse.
Okay. All right.
20-1. Disarm is 30-1. I like this one. Not picking it, but I like it. Hit Show. Hit Show is 30-1. Lord Miles 30-1. Sun Thunder 30-1. Continuar is 50-1, and Reincarnate 50-1. So, all right, I've got the paper. I'm taking Tappet Trice because that's just my favorite name, and it's 5-1.
Tappet Trice.
Tappet Trice.
Okay.
That's me. I'm taking that one. You can take the same horse if you want, but please don't. Who do you got, Randy? What was your favorite
Wow,
name?
this is so damn hard. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know that much about these horses, so I'm going to go ahead and take Jace's Road.
Jace's
Road.
All
Yeah,
right.
Jace's Road.
All right. But by the way, here's what you need to know about the horses. Okay. So they're tall and they've got 4 legs, some of which have penises. I think some don't. And they all have big horse eyeballs. And none of the horses have an eye patch. And the horse, some have a mane, some have it cut short. And all of them have hooves. And then they also have a parasite riding on their back, a little guy who, maybe parasite's not the right, more of a hanger on,
literally.
Yeah. And that's what you need to know about the horses, Randy.
Huh.
Oh yeah. And they run fast. Yeah. Faster than I guess anyone else because they're the only ones here. Any other questions?
No, I have no other questions. I do have the lineup of the jockeys lineup.
Don't care.
I was just looking at the jockeys.
Don't want the names. Don't
or
care.
the parasite, as you call
The
them.
parasites are unnecessary for this. Heavy Metal Maniac says Skinner could be a tribute to Leonard Skinner. Didn't spell Skinner that way.
They didn't spell it that way.
Said like Skinner. Skinner, and come on over here and talk to me about what we're going to do with the carcass. That's what Skinner. All right. So who's your horse, Keon?
I was going to choose Race Cane, but I'm going to go Confidence Game because I like that name better.
That's like 21.
Confidence Game.
No, I'm not using odds on this. I'm just choosing the best name.
I don't even know what the odds were. I heard you say them, but I don't know what you.
You could have not mentioned the odds. It would have made no difference to me. I'm simply going to choose the horse whose name I like.
You never know. You never know. So are we betting on this at all?
Jace's Road.
Jace's Road. Why'd you pick that one? Do you know somebody named Jace? Jace?
No, it just sounded like the Duck Dynasty guys. One of them was called Jace. It was one of his names. His name was Jace. One of the brothers' names was Jace.
Wait, the one with the beard, right?
Yeah,
that was all.
The Duck Dynasty guys.
All of them. Randy, I do appreciate you sending me over the weather forecast for Sunday from the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Randy says that it's going to be cloudy. There is a 24% chance of rain.
24, not 23, 24.
Right. And looking for probably at race time 73 degrees.
Yeah.
So they run it in the rain? Will they run this race in the rain?
It depends. If there's lightning, they won't if there's lightning. But if there is rain, they will run in sloppy conditions.
Fighting Wampa says, are any of these horses centaurs? That is a great question.
No, I don't believe they
centaurs are disqualified because you can't be both the jockey and the horse. You can't do both.
No, that makes sense.
You know,
It does make sense.
There are lawsuits about this, but until they get it sorted out, no. Sorry, Fighting Wampa. None of them. And I mean none of them.
None of them
are centaurs. Fifth letter says Rappin' Forte and Two Phils are money makers for the Derby. None of what you just said exists.
Well, Two Phils is one of the horse.
Oh,
one of the horses.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Forte.
He just
Forte
spelled it all right. Rappin' Forte. No, it's just Forte. There's no
Yeah,
rapping.
Forte and Two Phils.
I mean, Forte may rap on the side, but that's wants to be really focusing on the identity of being a.
I might change.
That's
I might change my my horse from Jace's Road to Practical Move. I have a practical move every morning. So
my practical move was interrupted this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know.
I
haven't been right all day after that.
Well, yeah, it could kind
Wouldn't it be nice if it be a horse? You just lift your tail wherever you want. Nobody yells at you.
Exactly.
Dogs are like, hey, a horse. They're like,
yeah.
Oh, I love you, horse. That's right. I just crapped right here. You're gonna get that right.
Yeah.
It's not weird at all. Not weird at all. Big Jordan says, Jeffrey, you're 100% correct. I don't get the obsession with Raising Cane's. Over time, I eat their chicken. I go and think it's gonna be great, and I eat it just mediocre. Well, here's the thing. I'm talking like, you can only compare like their tenders to the nuggets. I'm sure that Raising Cane's has some fine chicken. I was saying when it comes to nugs versus tenders, Chick-fil-A all day.
Okay. Yeah, I usually don't get the nuggets. I usually get the tenders when I go to the Raising Cane's. So I enjoy it a lot.
The Chick-fil-A doesn't have the tenders. They just have the nuggies.
That's all you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rough Rob, also another good question, says, do any of the horses in the Kentucky Derby have wings or potentially get wings after maybe your ex-host bets on them? No. That's the only way. And I have confirmed that horses do not go to heaven.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it's in the Bible.
Horses do not go to heaven.
Yeah.
Which Bible are you reading? The one I read says
chapter 8.
It's
chapter 8.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Just chapter 8.
Just chapter.
Flip on over. Flip on over to chapter 8. It's right there.
The Bible,
Yeah.
chapter 8.
That's it. That's it.
Any particular verse? No, just
Yeah,
chapter 8.
Read the whole thing. It's all about horses and how they're going to hell. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules, okay? Canes as nuggets, says Hefty Lefty. No. I'm comparing nuggets to
Cane's tenders to Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Yeah. Apples to oranges.
Florida Mustard says, go Heat. Wait, what cats are you talking about when you say go Cats? Because I'm not reading go Cats if it's about U of A. What cats is he talking about? Are there cats in the hockey? Are there cats in
Florida Panthers are in the playoffs.
I've never heard any of my Miami friends say
go
Cats.
Well, I mean, Panther is a cat.
It is. I'm saying as far as the fans of that team that I know, they don't.
Yeah.
They
I
don't
don't
refer
normally-
to them as the Cats. So
Yeah,
No, I've
Florida
never heard.
Mustard, we need some confirmation on part 2, but we'll go ahead and let you have your go Heat. That's fine. Fish Tank has a Bible handy. He says, chapter 8, all dogs go to heaven, all horses go to hell. There it
Wow.
is, right there. I don't
Boy, that's
damn shame.
unfortunate. That's really sad.
Florida Mustard says, well, welcome to the show, Keon. What was that dig for? So
Yeah,
Cats is supposed to be Panthers?
for so
I wouldn't have got that.
for so long ago that I don't know what dig that could have been. I have no idea.
Parlay J says, do any of these horses have horns or ex-humans that identify as horses? That is a great question.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
There are no cows pretending to be horses. There are no ox or bulls. And there are no ex-humans that identify as horses because they're just simply not fast enough. So
Yeah.
these are great
They
questions.
couldn't keep it. Yeah, it was
I
a
don't
great
think we've
question.
ever had a more informative conversation about the Kentucky Derby. The only thing I'd like to know,
Absolutely.
what the hell's up with the hats? That's the first thing I'm going to ask.
Mm.
We have a lot of
The
texts
hats.
about the Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's and the Kentucky Derby, but we're running late for a break. So when we come back, we will wrap this up. And just so you know, Keon, so your brain doesn't melt. Yes, Florida Mustard is talking about the Panthers. Dude, why didn't you just say
Wow.
Panthers?
Yeah.
It's
Look,
very confusing,
Cat.
Mustard.
I figured that's what you might be saying unless you were talking about Arizona for some reason.
Yeah.
But I have friends from Miami and they never call the Panthers the Cats. I've never heard them say that. So I was just asking.
You know, I can explain this. Florida, man.
Okay, fair enough.
Thanks for texting in, Florida Mustard. We'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
Those stomach issues ruined your birthday.
You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa.
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
if these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz, Saturday afternoons, right here on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
1580, the Fanatic. And again, what the hell's up with them hats? Do you know anything about what the hats are about? It's a Kentucky.
What are you talking about?
thing.
Hats.
All the damn giant flowery hats that women wear in the Kentucky Derby.
Well, it's just sort of a Kentucky Derby tradition. All the women folk wear the big giant hats. I don't know how it got started.
They just kept doing it.
Yeah, just one of those wacky traditions. I think it's kind of like.
Is it like for good luck?
In England, well, no, it's it's a horse racing. That's the sport of kings, and normally it used to be that all the rich folk would go out to the horse racing events, and they would wear their finest clothes. So I would imagine that's where the giant hats came from.
That's an odd thing to like get dressed up for. You know what I mean?
Horse racing event, yeah.
Like we're gonna go out there and these giant creatures are pooping and crapping and whizzing everywhere and then running and kicking up a whole lot of damn dust and we better dress up for that. This seems silly.
It's a very prestigious event, So,
all right. So here I brought it up here. It is supposed to be good luck, and they say the whole thing was started by women, but lately men have taken part. What the hell are you talking about? I ain't seen any men wearing them goofy ass hats. Have you seen men wearing them goofy ass hats?
Well,
No,
while you were talking
never.
about it, I used Goog and found Kentucky. I just went Kentucky Derby hats. And there's a guy that has like a straw hat. But then on top of that is just 3 mini stables with 3 horses
That's a man card violation.
coming out of the hat. Yeah, it's looked like a lot of work. Looks like he did it himself.
Why don't you let the women handle the I was good with the straw hat. I'm like, okay, well that makes sense. The old straw hat. Hello, my baby. But you're gonna put all a diorama on that?
Here's another guy's straw hat, and then just a giant horse on top of the hat. Just a big old horse.
Troubling.
Yeah, that guy,
It's very
he's
troubling.
never getting laid again.
He's also got a giant cigar, so it looks like he's having a good time.
Oh, listen, hey, what kind of cigar is it there, Keon? Can you tell?
I
we
wish
can't
I wish I
zoom
could
in
tell
on
you.
the label for you, Randy. I mean,
I have no problem with that.
by the
whatsoever.
way, we were at Randy's house. Randy cut that cigar differently than I've seen a cigar cut. I guess I've always just been around the guillotine guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guillotine guys. And you did a thing, and you got to teach me how to do that
V
thing.
cut, little V cut.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do. I love that. Boy, I was smoking on that. It was nice. I liked it.
Was that good? You like that?
It keeps it from getting the in your mouth.
Yeah, you don't get as much of that. You still get a good draw on the on the cigar.
It's like a little mouth on the cigar. So I was like making out with the cigar. All
I have a punch too. A little punch. It just punches a hole in there.
Oh yeah, I've seen the hole punch. It like this. It punches a hole in the cigar.
Oh, yeah.
So that you can do
maybe not that many
hole
times
like this.
I mean,
and then
that's maybe not that many times.
and then there's this where it just cuts the end off or like that. But man, I love that V cut.
Mine's a V cut.
That's
the
nice.
V cut.
Yeah,
kind of does
the
that.
V cut is kind of like this. Yeah, it's a
does that right
scissoring motion right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody on YouTube just got a sexual education and they didn't realize it.
For free, courtesy of the Daily
We're talking about cigar, cutting your cigar.
The pokey one. What'd you call the pokey one?
It's a punch. That's the punch.
There's the punch. Then there's the scissor for the V.
That's a V cut. Yeah.
And then there is the there's that's the
guillotine.
Yeah. We call that the circumcision. 888-368-1580.
I mean, if you want to, I suppose, but
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, you sound like a fuddy-duddy. Loosen up, man. A bunch of women wearing hats and stuff like that. Oh, this is gonna be fun. We're wearing a hat. And the guys are like, let's just go bet on some damn horses. And then if a man starts wearing them, that's just come on.
And what is what's
some
the
things for the ladies?
The big horse race in the United Kingdom where they all the gentlemen wear
the
top
royal
hats.
family.
No.
Oh.
No, the gentlemen wear the top hats and the ladies.
Churchill Downs? No, that's a place here.
That's that's where they do the Kentucky
so.
Derby. The Kentucky Derby is at the Churchill Downs.
Well,
I bet the race in London there, where all the people they bring out their best attire. So, yeah,
coronation.
I thought that's where maybe Kentucky Derby comes.
Well, you got the Royal Ascot.
There it is.
Okay,
the Royal Ascot. That's it right there. Yeah, the Queen's race, I believe.
Well, she's dead.
Well, she is now, yeah. So probably it's the King's race.
I don't recognize the king. I refuse to recognize the king of England.
He's not your king.
That's true. If she wasn't my queen either. Freddie Mercury, that was my queen right there. Boomer Center, you are correct. It is the Royal Ascot.
Yeah.
I don't care. Eye Candy says, Randy, pour me a mint julep. There you go. Get that man up. Or lady. Can't remember. Eye Candy. Was that a man or a lady?
Some of that mint in there.
Get this person a mint julep. There you go.
All right, there you go.
That was a fine job mixing you did there.
Thank you.
Happy Lefty says, I'd take the derby hats over whatever recycling gets more into the Met Gala. Oh, yeah, there's some weird crap going on there.
Mm-hmm. The Met Gala has recycling?
I didn't even mean to see it. It just shows up on your TV screen, and you're like, oh, well, that's an awful lot of glitter on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, that is paint and glitter on that. He's head to toe, paint and glitter.
It reminds me of an NFL game.
I say to him, you're not going to get a wife that way. And I just got to look. So like I should have like it. Nurse Scratch It says Forte has a great trainer and jockey. All right. She says, I like Tap It Trice and Practical Move, but need to do research on the jockeys since I don't know the horses.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Practical Move. That's my horse. Practical Move right there.
Well, you didn't pick Practical Move.
Yeah, no, I Ramon A. Vasquez will be he'll be the amount of practical. I said Jace's road, and then I changed it. I said I want to change it to Practical Move
because he said he had a practical move this morning.
Every morning
or every morning.
I thought you were just talking about your movements again.
No, Practical
Move. You had a
move
meeting where you promised to not do it, so I sort of just.
Ramon A. Vasquez will be aboard Practical Move.
I lost my sheet. Just like you
Tap
did
It Trice. That's Luis Size.
Oh, there you are. 10-1. Better choice.
Yeah, thank you.
Move. Randy.
Randy.
Not.
All
right,
Raising Cane. Raising Cane. It's Gerardo Corrales. There you go, Keon. That's your
Don't care
jockey.
who's riding the horses, Randy.
Gerardo Corrales.
I changed mine to Confidence Game.
God damn
Oh
it.
my God! Now I've got to look it up here. Hang on. James Graham. James Graham.
Billy Graham.
No, James Graham.
Thank you, Randy.
Nobody cares who the jockey is. Nobody. Except for Nurse Scratch It.
Tap Trice. That'll be Luis Saez.
Please stop. Parlay J says Practical Move is Practical Move, but I'm betting bet show to show. I think you mean hit show to show. I think that's what you mean, Parlay J.
Sun Thunder's jockey, Brian Joseph
We're going to have to
Hernandez
turn his
Jr.
microphone off for like an hour because he'll never stop. Hefty Lefty says, does Forte's trainer give good foreplay? The hell?
Why would that? Why
Forte's trainer?
How would that? I don't know.
I don't know, but the jockeys, Irad Ortiz Jr.
Just stop writing. Boomer Center says, Jeffrey, just as much as Halloween Bumbler also. What? Give Boomer.
There's two Japanese jockeys in the race. Did you know that?
Wait. I'm going to guess. One's on Derma Satakagaki.
Yeah, but
am I right?
The horse, yes. Christopher Lemaire, which doesn't sound Japanese.
Let me guess which the other one is.
All right.
I'm going to say the other one that has a Japanese jockey is going to be Continuar.
Yeah, because you have the list.
No, I don't. I swear to God, I didn't have I don't have the names of the horses. I guessed it by their name. I nailed it. Oh man, I'll never win the lottery now. Damn it!
No, just a waste of your good luck, right?
I
there.
know. Oh, I mean, Satagaki is well.
Yeah, no, that wasn't luck. That was
Continuar. I just looked for the least American name.
Continuar.
Oh God, I'll never win anything now. Against the
Ryushi
spread.
Sake.
Stop it. It says, can you bet on horses that have to be put down after the race? I mean, he says, if so, contact the Black Angel of Death, who was previously a co-host on this show. Every time he bet on a horse, he ended up in the glue factory.
I wish that on no horse, so no.
But he's not kidding. Oh God, it happened a lot.
Oh my God, it must have happened a lot because that's all I know about.
Oh no, he came to me off air. He's like, I feel horrible. You probably should have stopped for a while.
It happens so often. It is quite literally the
true.
only thing I know about him.
Yeah, it's a
I
true
don't know
story, too.
anything else.
Swave Dave says, Jeffrey, I missed the horses' names because I was in a tunnel, but now I'm passing along behind a horse trailer. Go figure. Could you please repeat the names? No, Dave, you're going to have to listen to the podcast, so we can't go backwards on this, but just get hour 2 of the day. You'll find it. I'm sorry. We're up against time here. Florida Mustard says, Keon, your friends from Miami voted for Biden. I guess that's an insult.
I don't know what their political leanings are, actually. We don't talk about that. So.
All right, hour 3 of the Daily Blender is up next here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-474-0979 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-474-0979 now. Again, 800-474-0979. That's 800-474-0979.
If you're struggling, if you're lost, if you need someone to talk to, or if you're concerned about a loved one, call, text, or live chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 crisis counselors are available 24/7 to listen and provide free, confidential support when you need it most.
Thank you for contacting 988. How can I help you today?
The first step to help and healing is 3 numbers away. When you reach out to 988, hope always answers. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health.
Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You've heard the old saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. At no time is that more true than when it comes to your investments. Do you have a plan?
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. If you're still in the hold and hope mode, it may be time for you to consider a plan for your financial future. Investors are becoming traders, and unless you can successfully move in and out of these markets, your investments could take a beating or you could miss out on a great opportunity. At Compact, it's all about the plan. I start by meeting with you to discuss your goals, then we make a plan that fits your lifestyle. But when things change, we revise the plan so it's always customized to fit your current needs. Call me for a free consultation at 1-800-388-9700 and let's work together on your financial plan. Call 1-800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services. Member FINRA SIPC.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K242 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And we spent way more time talking about the Kentucky Derby than I ever imagined we would. But we have our horses now. I got Tappet Trice, because I just love that name. And then Randy has Practical Move, because he had a practical movement. And then Confidence Game for Keon. So I don't know why he picked that one.
Because if he's a con man.
It's just a cool sounding name.
You know what?
He's
I was
con
about
man.
to say,
That's
there's
why.
no way he's a con man, but then I thought,
he's a con man.
if he was a con man, he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
So
See?
he might be a con man. And
See?
we've just all been fooled.
See?
The hell's your game, kid?
Well, there's no way.
I don't think
there's
it's an
nothing I can
accident.
say
He
that would
picks
disprove it.
confidence game as his horse. I don't think it's an accident.
I feel like if I was a really good con man, I'd pick a different horse.
I'm glad you didn't pick Skinner because I would be worried about all of us.
That's
serial
that
killed.
serial killer there. That's not which is much worse.
Cardinal Art with an update for us. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news here on the Daily Blender.
This is breaking news.
Cardinal Art says, I just tuning in, guys, but I saw this on the TV. CP3 is out the next 2 games. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, he says. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs is right. Well, we kind of knew that was going to happen. That's the Chris Paul way. And it's right on time, by the way. Anthony Davis's injury is late. He might be pregnant. 888-368-1580. Just saying. Lost Toby, good pick. He says he picked Seabiscuit in the Kentucky Derby. It's a good choice. I say that's a good choice.
Not
Hefty
running
Lefty,
in this particular derby.
So I just let him have his moment.
Okay.
Hefty Lefty says death, taxes, and CP3 injured on the playoffs. Yep, you are correct, sir. Rando says King of Kittens is beautiful outside. Big with a big ass B. Beautiful. Everybody likes that. Beer me, please, Rando.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you betcha. Here you go.
Now, I heard a rumor that even though it has just finally kind of warmed up, it might be cooling down. Randy, you want to give us a weather report?
Well, I can certainly do that. From the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randino Whitino talking to you live. Yeah, we're gearing up for a big cool down coming to the valley. A big cool down that's going to be happening on Thursday. 89 the high for today, 88 tomorrow, and then Thursday, 79 degrees. Before it climbs back up into the 90s and then hundreds by middle of next week. Currently, winds are out of the northeast at 11 miles an hour.
That way
feels like 84 degrees outside. Relative humidity 16%, and you can see for 30 miles. Current downtown temperature right now 87 degrees under partly cloudy skies. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff. Go.
Protest. You can see for 30 miles. I don't think everyone could see for 30 miles. I can't see for 30 miles anymore. So you could.
I think you could if you got up
word,
in a,
the word should be could, not can.
No, I think you can.
Mr. Wilbur can.
Yeah, well,
you didn't think about blind Mr. Wilbur, did you?
Well, unless from now on, I will
could
qualify it by saying, unless you're Mr. Wilbur.
All right, that's good.
You can see for 30 miles.
I'll accept that. Good job.
Okay.
But,
right,
but outside of that, great weather forecast. It makes me
Thank
happy.
you.
Makes me happy.
Thank you.
Before we start talking about the NFL, and we got plenty of NFL to talk about, believe you me, I do want to take a moment and tell everybody to knock it off. This is a message from me, Jeffrey O'Brien, and I think that the Daily Blender will agree. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, stop it. Knock it off. What I'm talking about is stop with the argument that a hot dog is a sandwich. Or a taco is a sandwich. Or this is a that, or that is a this.
Yeah.
You know what somebody came up with? Cereal's a soup. I just want to punch you right in the face. Cereal's not a soup. But they did this thing on the BuzzFeed. I guess 20,000 people took a poll. 1 in 9 people said, yes, cereal is a soup in the technical sense. Cereal's a soup. It's not a soup. It's cereal. It's not a soup.
How is it a soup? You're pouring milk on it.
It's
That's the
not
only reason
heated.
it has any sort of liquid in there.
It's not heated. You can have soup.
Well,
you can have milk and tomato soup.
There is cold soup. I forget what it is. What
You
it
didn't
is.
need to
Maybe
tell this.
Keon knows.
You didn't need to bring
Keon
it.
because Keon's part French. I don't know if you knew that.
Am I?
And I believe the French people, they have cold soup.
I had a feeling.
Maybe.
What is that cold
I know,
soup called?
Keon?
Isn't there like a Russian cold soup?
Russian?
You're
no idea that
trying to
Keon was
deflect
Russian.
now.
No, I don't know.
typical
I
communist move.
don't know the French one.
Well, you're part French.
Am I?
Le cold soup.
Yeah.
All I know is cereal is not a soup. Why do we have to try to make everything a different thing? All right. Taco's a taco. Hot dog's a hot dog. Cereal is not a soup. Shut the bleep up. But I can't believe
cold soup. Cold soup is gazpacho, by the way.
Gazpacho. Hefty Lefty was right up there on that too, by the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jagdog thinks that Skinner horse might be named after Bart Simpson's Principal Skinner. I thought about that too, Jagdog. But
then call the horse Principal Skinner. That's a way cooler name.
I don't believe this world is as nice as you and I would like to believe.
Vichyssoise is also cold soup.
That's
the French soup that Keon knows about. Yeah.
Damn, these French have a lot of soups.
And okrashka is the Russian one.
Okrashka?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like something to do with the crotch. Anyway, so can we just all agree
and borscht
that we're not doing any more cold soup? B, that we're not calling cereal soup. It's not soup.
Yes.
Stop it. Knock it off.
I concur.
It's not soup. How would it? You can't. If you just take two ingredients and throw them together, it doesn't just become soup.
18% of people said tea is just dirty water. You shut your whorish mouths.
Tea is not.
That's
dirty
really
water.
That's actually more true.
That does feel true, but
it's not.
I disagree. Still,
it's not. It's flavored water
on the principle of it. Yep,
it's caffeine leaved flavored water. Oh, somebody did bring up a good point. Is Santa having elves ethical? Yeah, you start to wonder about the old Oompa Loompa thing there with Willy Wonka too, right? They said assuming everybody gets room and board, but no actual money. Yeah, is that ethical?
No, wait a minute.
47% said no. I don't think Santa's elves are probably an ethical arrangement there.
The elves are not. They're not
indentured servitude.
Exactly. Yes.
Do they get paid?
I believe they do get paid, and I think they're treated very well, and they love making the toys for all the good
see
boys
some
and
tax
girls around the
returns.
world. Well, you'd have to talk to Santa about that.
But it's not a good look, though, is it? For Willy Wonka, straight up, I think he's got slaves.
Well, I mean, in the book, it reads much worse.
Yeah,
yeah. He went to Africa, found the Oompa Loompas there. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for Willy.
I mean, it's not good.
And some of the descriptions, not good, just all around not good for Willy Wonka.
Well, I mean,
I don't think anybody.
I'm not gonna blame Santa as a result.
Anyway,
nobody has had the balls to ask Santa Claus the tough questions. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to end up on the naughty list, right? Nobody wants to be on the naughty list, but I think it takes some brave people to say, Santa, have a seat. Maybe Chris Hansen. No,
that's a different.
That's implying he's doing improper things with the elves,
which I sure hope not. And
Mike Wallace would have been good, but he's dead. I don't know. Somebody needs to have a conversation with Santa about this elf situation. If you can provide tax returns and maybe they've unionized and we don't even know it.
Does Santa have to pay taxes though? Because he lives in the North Pole.
Do
they have taxes in the North Pole?
That's a good point.
I mean, if
that's his place of residence, is it not?
Yeah. And I don't know what other people live up there. So what government?
We need to be bank statements. I need to see some cash checks from the elves to show they're not being, made slaves, but they're actually paid. And it's kind of nice though, because if he is paying them up there tax free, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well,
you don't have to pay, they don't have to pay taxes either.
Yeah,
no workman's comp. Anything like that?
That's good for them.
Not to break out any of that medical insurance business.
That magic dust. Yeah. Oh, I wonder. Some of these elves have been to rehab on the magic dust. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. All I know is Santa has some uncomfortable questions that need to be answered. Somebody else on this says, "Does pizza taste better in a square or a circle?" Stop it. Stop it.
It tastes the same.
It's the same whether it's in a pie shape. If it's square, cut up like you get your thin crust, knock it off. Knock it off.
I will say this, as I get a bit older and my fingers don't work and operate the way they used to, eating a square pizza is a bit easier than eating a
look at the little smaller pieces. You just grab a
triangular. Yes.
Yeah, you're not getting a giant square.
Right, exactly. You get the smaller cut of pizza. I find that much easier to eat.
They asked if smoothies were just baby food for adults.
No.
It's a smoothie. It's not a baby food. What are you talking about? Here's the worst of it. Can you smell air?
Yes.
Well, it depends on
No,
where you're at.
no, you can't.
And
It-
where you're at.
No, you can't.
And if you're in front or behind Jeffrey,
Think
at
about
the
that.
right time.
Yeah, that's a good point. But think about the answer. And this one is a trick question. You can't smell air. Air in the dictionary, the mixture of invisible, odorless, tasteless gases that surrounds the earth. Stuff in the air is what you smell.
Fair enough. Like I always thought, like
Mm.
with water, if
a
there's
good
crap
point.
in the water, you still drank
That's a good
water.
point.
Yeah.
And if you taste the stuff that's in the water, you would
Right.
say
Mhm.
you tasted it tastes disgusting.
So it is a trick question, but no, it just why are we having these conversations?
I don't know.
Why are they asking these things? I was just really pissed off about somebody trying to tell me it's cereal is soup.
It's like somebody just got really high and then was standing in the shower and just had a bunch of thoughts and then you said, you know what, this would make a perfect
You know what?
questionnaire. That's why I work for BuzzFeed.
This is what you get when you legalize marijuana.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Just saying.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. And as we do, I'm going to give you some scores real fast. The Heat and the Knicks are locked in Mortal Kombat. It's in the second quarter with about 9 minutes. The Heat 33-31. Diamondbacks Kettle Metal just hit a home run, by the way. Solo home run. Thanks for the 911. No, wait, 988. No.
411.
411 on that. Appreciate that. Hefty lefty. Swave Dave says, Jeffrey Jägermeister, that's dirty liquor. It's a cross between dirt and liqueur and root beer schnapps. I did not know that. But Jägermeister is not considered any sort of a food at all. It is just a bad decision. That is where that is classified.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Twitty, it says elves and Oompa Loompas are fictional. Hate to kill a stupid argument.
You know, you can talk about fictional things in the sense of their own universe. Like you know, it's fine.
Well, Oompa Loompas, you're wrong about Santa's elves. Confession time, says King of Kittens. Oh, he's actually coming to confession. Please forgive me, Padre Rando, for I recently bought and enjoyed a can of SpaghettiOs. They weren't that bad. Actually, not bad at all. I had them on a rainy night with a grilled cheese sandwich. That's a hell of a misspelling.
A grilled cheese sandwich, huh?
A grilled cheese sandwich. Yum, yum.
What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that.
What's wrong with SpaghettiOs? You're a man.
Listen, yeah, man.
Have some SpaghettiOs. Knock yourself out. You're not going to feel good about it later.
Why is that a sin? Yeah, I mean,
It's not great.
It's a sin to your intestines, but not
comfort
not
food.
to anyone else.
Yeah. Live your best
Heck
life,
yeah.
King Kittens.
Yeah, man. You do you.
Hefty Lefty says, wait, you guys don't eat the whole rectangle pizza at once? He said, I may have a problem with self-control.
If it's thin crust, that thing is gone.
Yeah, it goes fast.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. 888-368-1580. So where were we with the scores? All right. So Heat and Knicks were close. Diamondbacks up 1 over the Rangers. It's just the top of the first, you know.
Yes, just getting underway.
Let's not get crazy. And the Panthers have won over the Maple Leafs right now. And so there you go, Florida Mustard. Your Cats have won over the Maple Leafs. It just started. And let's see, any other scores to give you? Nope, not yet. Vernon Hill Lakers. Anyway, so let's go ahead and switch gears, shall we? Let's talk about the NFL. And I tell you what, the Super Bowl, this was a good Super Bowl this year. Would you agree? It was a good Super Bowl.
It was a very fun Super Bowl.
Yeah. Turns out it was the most watched Super Bowl ever. It took them a couple of months to sort that out and figure that out. But they said officially, frontofficesports.com, they updated the figures from Nielsen, and the audience was now listed as $115.1 million. What I think is the network was like, that don't sound right at all. And people who get advertising money in, they're like, no. We need to show the appropriate ratings to prove to our advertisers that they got what they were paying for and what they'll pay for in the future. So it was important to us. We could give a crap. But it was really, I mean, I know what our ratings were for the Super Bowl. Thank you, Westwood One. But when it comes to TV, I don't blame them for pushing it and having them do a recount. Okay, if we're running around doing recounts for public officials, you can do a recount for the ratings, and they did, and it went up 2 million, 115.1 million viewers.
The
That's
most
great.
watched Super Bowl ever. So there
I
you
would
go.
imagine it was a very good Super Bowl. It was a very exciting Super Bowl.
And maybe that helps answers my next question. And because it really, it's one of those things that I typed and I wrote down. I'm going to show it to the screen. And it says, did you know people are already doing 2024 mock drafts?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen I saw a 2024 mock draft before the 2023 draft.
That's nuts.
That's
you can't even, that means you have to guess what the season is going to be for every team to place them in a
That is
position
correct.
where you think that every team is going to be. And that's nuts.
Because every year these way too early mock drafts come out and they have the Commanders picking in the top 3 every year. And I'm like, they're coached by Ron Rivera. They'll be too average to pick in the top 3. They'll finish 7 and 10 or something like that and just be far enough out to not get anybody great and never address their quarterback stuff. How can you
they
possibly
be 10 and 7, Keon?
I mean, I have to see that first. I've seen them be 7 and 10 and 8 and 1 and
7, 8, 9.
I mean, it's a new season. I mean, why can't they be 10 and 7
and
this time?
8 and 8 and 9,
10, 11, 12.
I believe it when I see it.
I'm just counting out numbers.
Believe it when I see it.
Come on, Keon. This is are you either you're a Washington fan or you're not. I mean, they're 10 and 7. Why is it got to be 7 and 10?
I am, but I haven't.
Why are you throwing that bad mojo on the Washington team?
I haven't seen them finish above 500.
I mean,
it's their own mojo.
that's a terrible way to go into the football season, Keon, in my opinion. In my opinion, if you go in with this negativity, your team is never going to be successful.
Randy, whatever they're doing to them cats is giving me a headache.
Oh, sorry. Turn that off. I just thought I'd get Keon fired up with
that?
that.
Well, it's
Hail to the Commanders.
That was music?
I'm a realist. I mean, no, it's not. It really
what they
isn't.
call it.
It's just, it really isn't.
Hurt.
I'm just kind of upset that Keon's, ragging on his team already. And
I'm not ragging on it.
The damn schedule's not even out. How do you know?
They're just a very average team. They've been that way. And unless Sam Howell is something real special, they'll be average again.
Maybe he has
fingers
career
crossed.
season.
I like him.
Wait, Sam Howell? Who's that?
He's
Thurston Howell and Lovey Howell's son from Gilligan's Island.
He'd be pretty old.
No, he's not old. So probably
Sam
not.
Howell? Is he
probably
the new
not.
owner?
No, he's the quarterback.
Oh dear God, I'm sorry.
Why? It's only a second year. It's all good.
Big George lets us know that now it's the Diamondbacks are up 2-0 over the Rangers. I like that. But let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away. And Silver Pop says, "Hey, who said the Oompa Loompas were fictional? There's one playing for my Arizona Cardinals right now."
Okay.
You are correct. No, he is correct.
Now hold on. No, that's not true. Kyler Murray is not orange. Okay, he's not
if
orange.
you adjust the TV just right, you can see it.
You'll
Totally
make
see
everyone
it.
orange, though. Is the thing.
I will always see him as orange now.
Oh boy,
It's just gonna be a thing there. Speaking of the Cardinals, Randy, I think you should know because in their infinite wisdom, they I don't know, like to set themselves up for success by declining the 5th-year option on Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, I saw that. That happened yesterday, I think.
So that means that he's going to get $6.5 million this year. 5th-year option would have given him $12.7 million. But now, what have you done? Well, you've set yourself up for some issues at the end of the season, haven't you?
Isaiah Simmons was brought in by another regime, and this is a different staff, different coaching staff, different style. Maybe he doesn't fit the kind of defense that they're going to play. I don't know. I can't imagine you wouldn't extend him, but hey, I'm not in the front office of the Cardinals.
It's a money move. Is that all this
bewildering
is?
to me.
Well,
bad move.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think this is a good move at all.
I think it is a money move, though. Yeah, I mean, it's just if the guy doesn't fit what you want to do, if he plays this year and he does fit, well, then that's a good problem. Then he plays well, and you have to pay him. But if you pay him or if you give him that 5th year and he doesn't fit, then you're stuck with him. And you're taking a bigger cap hit for a guy that doesn't fit what you want to do. So this is wait and see year.
They've got him under contract. I think they want to wait and see and take a look at him. He really hasn't come along the way they thought he would have.
True.
And maybe this defense, he'll fit better into this defensive scheme. I don't know what they're going to run. I understand it's a 43 defense or something like that, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
I mean, the risk is that you're wrong and the guy's great. That's not the worst problem in the world.
Yeah. It just after what happened with Buda Baker, and
yeah. But that they're going in a different direction, so that's just that happens sometimes.
How about your team going a different direction? I know you hate your team, but
I don't hate them. I like them.
Was this mentioned that I guess
they're just average.
Once they're like, hey, everybody, they're selling the team, and we got a guy, and he's ready, and he's got the 6 point whatever billion. A bunch of damn rich people were like, this is our moment. And they rushed in and they bought a bunch of suites. And I have a theory on that. A new owner doesn't automatically make your team good, but what it makes is your future better. And I think they think, hey, if we get into these suites now, we are already when they move to the new stadium, you automatically have the first right of refusal for your the suites there, if I'm not mistaken. So all these rich people are like, oh, we're about to get good. Let's go get them suites. Everyone else, pump your damn brakes. Don't buy season tickets until you see an improvement in the team, not the ownership.
I think it's a belief that the owner is going to improve the team. To be fair to those fans, this is a guy who owns the New Jersey Devils. What are they doing? Oh, are they in the second round of the playoffs? Nice. He also owns the Philadelphia 76ers. What are they doing? Oh, are they also in the second round of the playoffs? Huh. So he's buying another team. So this is somebody who at least cares about winning and will try to put you in a position to do that.
So are you suggesting regular fans go buy some season tickets right now to make sure that they get them? Because this is going to get good.
The way this fan base has operated when the team was good, which has been, 20 plus years ago, once the season tickets get bought, good luck trying to get them. So if you have the money, don't just mortgage the kid's future and give up the college tuition or whatever. But if you have the money, you get in there.
King Kitten says, you think mock drafts a year ahead are nuts? Plug into the super duper totally fantastic Gizmos 2030 computer, artificial intelligence wing ding. It is incredibly accurate. We're all doomed, Rando. Beer and a shot of whiskey while I create more fictional fantasy reality. That was just so well said. I don't even care that we're like 5 minutes late for our break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
With the Denver Nuggets up 2-0 on the Phoenix Suns, Denver the favorite to win the Western Conference at plus 150, while the Golden State Warriors are plus 190. The Lakers plus 430 and the Phoenix Suns were down 0-2 to Denver plus 470. The Boston Celtics still the favorite to win the Eastern Conference despite a Game 1 loss to Philadelphia Monday, minus 125 to make it to the NBA Finals. Philadelphia plus 250. The Miami Heat plus 550 and the New York Knicks plus 750. Boston, the betting favorite to win the NBA Finals. They are at plus 200. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround? How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online, you better have a good excuse. Yeah. We've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast, commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love. Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk. And you'll love every bit of it. Very well. Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. God damn it, George, stop it. George is trying to change the subject again. We're trying to talk some NFL here, and I think we were well underway. And then he came out with this. We knew about Chris Paul being out for games 3 and 4 with his groin injury. But then he asked a question that does bear asking. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. I'm going to talk NFL, but it's a fair question. And the question is, if he doesn't get back, has Chris Paul played his last game as a Phoenix Sun?
I don't think so.
But that contract makes it very unlikely.
Yeah, it's an untradeable contract.
Unless he retires.
Unless he retires, which he hasn't said anything about that. And he still seems like he has the desire to play basketball. So if that's the case, you're stuck with him.
Rangers got a run on the Diamondbacks, by the way. So there goes that. But yeah, I think that he's the kind of guy that you keep him around no matter what, unless I don't know, man, that does get to be an interesting thing with the cap, doesn't it? Because you need to get some help in there, and his contract ain't helping that.
And unless you're willing to part with some draft picks so that some team that knows they have no chance of making the playoffs is just going to eat the contract, I don't see how you get out of it.
Who takes that contract? 888-368-1580. You have anybody in mind that would take Chris Paul right now with that contract for next year?
Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves.
They are good at talent acquisition.
The Timberwolves did make the playoffs, so I assume that even they wouldn't take that contract. I
hear the Grizzlies are looking for some leadership
because they gave up a bunch of picks for Rudy Gobert, so I have no idea. But I would think that even the Timberwolves wouldn't take that contract. I don't know. Maybe you could con the Wizards into it or something. I got nothing.
All right. Well, I think the main point we're going to make here is shut up, George. All right. So let's get back to the NFL. I have many questions, and I'm trying to understand. Let me just first ask this question. Does Jordan Love have an agent?
I think so.
I'm sure he does.
Can we find out what his name is so that if any of my children actually become NFL players, that I can tell them, do not use this agent? Because what the actual bleepity bleep would ever possess Jordan Love to agree to this weird 2-year deal that replaced his 5th-year option? I feel like this was not in his best interest. Let me tell you what happened. They've agreed, the team and Jordan Love, to a 1-year extension. So 5th-year deal out the window. So it has $13.5 million fully guaranteed.
worth up to 22.5 million. Which, of course, that means that you playing time. There's going to be achievements. Did you get to the playoffs? Did you get to this? Did you reach this many yards? There's all sorts of achievements to get him up to 22.5 million. Because here's the thing. He could have gotten 20 million just for showing up and not having to worry about achievements. They got him at 13.5 when if he'd not agreed to this deal and they decided to exercise a 5th-year option, he got 20.3 million fully guaranteed for 2024. And, this is just kind of silly. I feel like it's, but there's the other part though. He would only make $2.3 million for this next year. But still, it just feels like this. I don't know. This deal was in his best interest.
It maybe not, and it probably wasn't. And to be quite honest with you, what has he proven? What has he proven that he should get a huge increase? He's really proven nothing. He's been the backup quarterback behind Aaron Rodgers. So I think this deal in place is sort of a gamble for him, and it's sort of a show me deal. I mean, I don't have a problem with this. I think he's going to get 13 million guaranteed, and if he goes out and has a spectacular season, like they keep saying that this guy's going to be the quarterback, he's going to be number one, and he's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. Well, now I think it's going to be prove it. And I think 1 year down the road, he can sign a huge extension, a huge deal that's going to pay him very well to be the quarterback in Green Bay.
Well, what you've just done is taken that and gone from 20.3 fully guaranteed to 13.5 fully guaranteed with a little chance to make a couple extra million.
They weren't going to pay him that 20 million guaranteed. They weren't going to do it.
I don't think they would have had a choice, to be honest.
I mean, if this was the year for them to decide to pick up that 5th-year option,
this was the year.
Yeah. So then this is them basically saying, we're not giving you that. And then the negotiation was, okay, will you take this instead? So yeah, he had no leverage. What leverage does he have?
Yeah,
he has
zero
nothing.
leverage.
He's got
and
nothing to show.
And less now.
Yeah.
He has less now.
I don't know if he had more before, because the team is like, we're not giving you $20 million. Like, it's just, we're for a cap hit for a guy we literally do not know if he can play. That's why we're playing you right now to find out.
We know. They're tanking for Caleb Williams.
I don't think so. I don't. Brian Gutekunst, nothing that man does is in favor of tanking. So I don't know that that's the plan there. I think that they think, because remember, Brian Gutekunst is the guy that reached for Jordan Love. He drafted him a round before anybody would have, while he had his quarterback begging him for a wide receiver. You can't tank because you're basically proving that you made the wrong decision. So no, but they're not giving him 20 million either.
They have quiet quitting or whatever they call it. This is quiet tanking. He's tanking.
Like you'll never work as a general manager.
And guess what? And guess what else? Maybe he's not even aware of it. Maybe it's subconscious tanking. But putting Jordan Love under center in Green Bay, that is very far under 500.
Well,
but
the bottom line, Jordan Love is set behind Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love is set behind Aaron Rodgers for how long? 5 years?
So he's learned how to be a damn hippie. That's it. That's all he's learned.
Well, I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, 2-time MVP, you know?
And Aaron Rodgers, when Aaron Rodgers went to go start, I remember there was doubt about whether Aaron would be good after sitting behind Favre. And then he turned out fine, but it wasn't like everybody.
We've seen glimpses while Aaron Rodgers was hurt of Jordan Love, and those were not good glimpses.
Yeah, but we didn't see last year. The glimpse we saw was better. He played better. He didn't look great. He didn't blow the doors off of anything, but he looked better.
Can't get on board with this.
I think Jordan Love understands, and I think Jordan Love's agent understands. There's no way they were going to get a $20 million deal out of this.
Fish Tank says, does anyone really believe that Jordan Love is going to be good? I got zero faith that he works out. Fish Tank, me and you.
I don't believe it either. When he got drafted, I saw him play at Utah State, and there were highs there.
He played for Mormons,
but I didn't see anything that suggested, oh yeah, this guy, that's an NFL starter right there. Except the Packers somehow saw something. So I don't know. When I seen him in the preseason, he looked horrible. When I've seen him play in relief of Aaron Rodgers, he looked horrible. But the last time he played, he did not look horrible. That doesn't mean he's going to be great, but they see him in practice and we don't. So I'm assuming they're seeing something that lets them think, okay, let's
he's
go.
He's going to be horrible.
They're also going to see what Matt LaFleur can do with an unproven quarterback in his offensive scheme. Matt LaFleur has gone from a surefire Hall of Famer who can create plays on the run to a guy that's got to be a system style quarterback, a guy that cannot go out there and create and he's not even proven that he's an NFL quarterback yet.
Speaking of horrible, the XFL. Remember the XFL and the USFL were they're probably future homes for Jordan Love, but that's not what I'm getting at. Remember when they were supposed to be like the minor league for the NFL, and there were these ideas that they might be that. One guy, the XFL sack leader Trent Harris has been invited to the Broncos rookie minicamp.
That's sad. Even the USFL had 3 guys. That's worse somehow.
That guy from the XFL. So just. God, please make it stop. Please make it stop.
They were praying for like 5 people to get called somewhere.
Just sad.
I don't know what Ralph's talking about. Every time I see an XFL game, it's literally the worst football I've ever watched. I don't. Maybe I'm just watching the wrong games, but I
have a question about Deion Sanders saying he's ashamed of 31 NFL teams for not drafting any HBCU guys. Historically black university guys. So here's the thing.
Wait,
what?
I'm about to be real mad about this, but
yeah, an awful lot of black players were drafted by the NFL, and so he's focusing on historically black universities only, and saying that only one team drafted somebody from an HBCU. I'm a little confused about the focus here. So help me out, Keon. What are we supposed to make of what he's saying? Because I think that the focus doesn't need to be on the universities. It needs to be on the fact that at least there's equity in who people are being picked who are best suited for the job. And an awful lot of black players have just been drafted. So
that's most of the league. Yeah.
You can't scream racism here and say, how dare you not draft from HBCUs? If they were good, they would go and get them, right?
Yes. I think that most players know that the best chance of exposure that you have is, unfortunately, look, I could go to Howard University, go to an HBCU, support the community, or I could go to Georgia and have people watch me play football.
Is the part that angers you that he says that as he walked away from an HBCU?
Yes. And not only did he walk away from an HBCU,
he took all the players.
He took all the damn players. So, like, where did the HBCU players go? They went to the Power 5 school with you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even understand.
He's ashamed, Keon. He's ashamed of the teams that did not select a single HBCU player during the draft.
Any HBCU player that finds themselves on the map immediately transfers to a school where the scouts can see them. That is what happens. And Deion is the prime example of that because he was winning at an HBCU. Straight up dominating. There were more eyeballs there.
Yeah.
There was more money going into that school. If you really cared about the HBCUs, you wouldn't have left, Deion.
He was a coach at Jackson State, right?
Yes.
Where Isaiah Bolden was taken at 245 in the draft.
Yes.
So basically the one school that, according to his thinking, was getting that kind of attention, he just screwed over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just, look, I do what you want to do. I'm not going to tell Deion how to live his life, but you don't get to sit there and be disappointed in the league. And by the way, they've bent over backwards for some of these demands. They have an HBCU showcase where they specifically focus on those players. It's a combine just for those schools because they know that, all the scouts aren't there. All the scouts can't necessarily see every player. So here they are. You go through the process and you have eyeballs looking at you specifically. And it's not the same as having them see your entire season. But for goodness sakes, man, don't act like you don't know where all the HBCU talent went. The moment that they have any attention, they leave and go to other schools just like you did.
And here's where it needs to be: the best player available. And if it's not somebody from an HBCU, the HBCU, at least Jackson State, made the effort to elevate
their situation by getting a quality coach in. And I think they just need to keep hustling and try to get better coaches in to try to do it proves that it can be done. But here's the thing. The players are going to go where the best place is to play, where they can get seen. So your best players, if there's a great coach at an HBCU, they will come. If there's a great coach at, DeVry in downtown, well, they're going to go there. They're going to go wherever it is. This is not a racial situation.
It isn't. And
this is just you go where your best opportunities are.
And I don't know what HBCUs stand for and what they're about. I've had cousins go to HBCUs. My dad graduated from an HBCU. Listen, it not being a pipeline to the NFL is something I'm actually okay with. You can leave that to the other schools. An HBCU, that experience is something that's special. It doesn't have to be, everything doesn't have to lead to the National Football League.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Before we go to the break, HBCU, historically black university. What's this? Where's the C? What's the C for?
College.
Well, historically black colleges.
Historically black college and universities.
Because they're not all universities. Some of them they're not accredited at the university level. So
yeah. All right. So I was missing a word. Okay.
We got there.
But I was okay saying it that way though, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just make sure.
Yeah.
The C is for college. For Raven Kid, it would be a K for college because he's a U of A fan. Raven Kid's on the text line says, "Damn it! I just realized the Rangers just ended Zach Gallen's scoreless streak. Sad day." But the Diamondbacks are up 3-1 over the Rangers right now, so keep hope alive. Streaks are not forever. CK says, "Good afternoon, fellas. Ranty, beer me, Jeffrey. You keep saying the XFL is bad. Yet you claim not to have watched any. Don't have to.
Just look at the ratings.
I got Keon for that, and the ratings of 500,000 people who watched it this year out of 350 million in this country. So yeah,
nobody watched it.
No, but CK says I watched the Sea Dragons lose to the DC Defenders, and I was very entertained. I've seen more terrible NFL games than XFL games.
Well, you've watched more NFL games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Just in your sample size of your life, you've definitely seen more terrible NFL games because you were actually watching the NFL.
I accidentally saw a couple plays when I was searching for the remote. I'll be honest. I turned on the TV.
Yeah, you can flip through and be like, "Oh, that looks like football." Oh, that's
dear God!
I turned on the TV because I have 3 remotes. I turned on the TV and I was like, "Oh God, XFL! Where's the main remote? And I struggled for a minute and I saw it. No, it wasn't very good.
Being from DC, I saw the DC Defenders on. They were playing somebody, and they pummeled that poor team. I mean, it wasn't even worth watching.
I'm getting bored listening to you talk about it. It's not even your fault.
I got bored watching it, so I don't know.
You should be ashamed of yourself right now.
I am.
All right, let's take a break. We come back. We have On This Date in Big Georgia sports history, and we'll also give the Wheel Sports a spin. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Of course, I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And all right. This is the last segment we have, so we have to stop talking NFL for a moment, and now we've got to we've got to go ahead and to take care of Big George. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1930 in Des Moines, Iowa, a Western League contest against Wichita became the first night baseball game to be played under permanent lights. The unique event, which drew 12,000 fans instead of the usual 600 patrons, was the beginning of a concept that would quickly spread through the minors and spared many organizations from the onslaught of the Great Depression. Back to you, Jeffrey. Just putting up lights, I guess.
Make it more convenient
bulbs
for the working person.
Light bulbs.
Go to the go to the ballpark after the long day at work.
Yeah, the players didn't care for the lights at first, because you couldn't see the ball, and then they had to get used to that sort of thing. So, but okay, yeah, 100 years ago, we got light bulbs.
Hey,
amazing!
It's pretty cool.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, I'm getting tired of listening to your humor / negative attitude towards my Sooners and me. Well, I don't. Did we care about the Sooners?
Talk about them today?
Did we say anything about the Sooners?
I don't know. He says, so my texts aren't perfect. You seem to get through others. Well, I mean, I didn't even give you a hard time today about your texts. I don't understand what Halloween bumper is. No, that was true. I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
But did I give him a hard time? I don't remember giving him a hard time.
I actually do not remember that.
I offered you a drink, Boomer Sooner, to go along with the many others you had. Because I have no idea still what a Halloween bumper is. So I get through others because they generally are not jibber jabber. Like a lot of them are readable. So you want to be sensitive about it, or before you hit send, take a quick look at it. Make sure it's readable.
Yeah,
it's nothing personal, Boomer Sooner. You just take it that way. Bruno Baller says, so I guess it's you put up lights and they will come. Evidently. I mean, back in the 1930s, there wasn't a whole lot to do, other than listen to the radio, which was new. And, well, of course, it was the Great Depression. So basically, you're chewing on some shoe leather and, I guess if you had enough money to go to a game, I don't know. It was a depressing time.
It was only like a nickel to get in, I think.
Oh, my God. That's why they called it the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm. Very
depressing. That makes a lot more sense than what I thought that meant.
Yeah.
Should we spin the wheel of sports here and see what comes next?
Why not? It's been a while.
Well, this right here will prove to you that, racism can come from any direction. This is one of those things where a Georgia Bulldog player who is African American, he's watching the draft, and somebody, I guess, he's on a speaker, and his name is Jamal Jarrett, a 4-star recruit committed to play for the Bulldogs next year. So he hasn't even hit the field yet for the Bulldogs, but they're sitting there watching the draft. And I guess this Asian fellow came up to make the pick. He was very enthusiastic, and he was milking his moment. And so the guy, Jamal Jarrett's watching. He's like, you can see it on the video. Jalen Carter, come on, you Asian, ching chong. And he didn't realize, I think, he was being recorded. And this did not go over too well. So it's not just white people who can have a racist moment. Jamal Carter has shown us that anybody can be racist at that moment. This is a kid who needs a little education on several things. One is, come on, you Asian, ching chong. It's not good.
No. Ooh, that's very bad.
That's kind of bad there, Jamal.
It's very bad.
Really, it's
just
something you should know.
It's just the discrimination. Their words that if someone said them to you, you're gonna try and pull their face off.
Yeah.
Why would you say that to somebody else? Why would you do it?
Yeah, you don't get a pass. Racism is racism. The only pass is you're the only ones who can ever say the N-word. Outside of that, you can't be racist to other people. It hurts the cause
for all the same reasons. That's terrible. That's not good. There's got to be, he hasn't hit the field at Georgia yet, and there better be some talking to from Kirby Smart and the staff. Look, man,
he's a good player.
Be better than that.
He is a good player, and he's going to need a little counseling on this. You know what I'm saying? And he needs to be held to the same standard if a white guy had jumped up and said the same thing or something else.
And I'm sure he will be. Yeah. I mean, because I think that anyone can tell you that's just not acceptable. And then when you live in a world where, the harassment of Asian people has increased over the last few years, they don't need the help. They don't need anybody pouring more fuel on that particular fire. You just can't. You just can't.
And remember, and I'm glad when these things come out, whether it's somebody who's black, white, or otherwise, every microphone is hot.
Yeah.
You're on TikTok, man. What are you thinking? Just spin the wheel, Randy.
Oh.
Screaming Eagle says the Daily Blender is such a good show that you should make a part 2 edition, which will be on in the morning. A good idea, right? No, we're not doing mornings. Forget it. No, thank you.
Wait, is Screaming Eagle trying to talk us into a double shift?
Yeah.
Why would we willingly jump into that?
Not a damn chance. Nope. Hefty Lefty says, if you put up nets, people will leave. Well, they haven't yet. King Kitten says 7 beers during the show today. No nap. Go me.
Wow.
7 beers. Well done, man. Well done.
Make it 8.
Did we spin the thing?
Yes, we did.
Okay. All right. So who saw this coming? You ever hear
I did.
Well, Randy, of course you did. But of course, then you know about the Albany Empire. Tell us all about the Albany Empire without Google.
I did.
Put your hands where I can see them. Put your hands where I can see them. Get the hands up. Get your hands up.
Wanted to be part of
last
the show.
morning. Okay. Albany Empire, anyone?
No.
Exactly. Well, that is a team that is owned by Antonio Brown. That is the indoor football team known as the Albany Empire. Now, I remember a week or two ago, he shows up and he's walking on the field. Some security don't realize who he is. They're like, all right, buddy, we got to get you off the field. And he's like, I'm not getting off the field. He turned it into an Antonio Brown moment.
Yeah.
Well, now turns out that team is in chaos. Here's the deal.
Who would have guessed?
Of course, he has 95% ownership, but outside of that, he's not doing anything. I guess what happened is players have not been paid since April 21st. On Monday, head coach Damon Ware was like, no check, nowhere. Bye-bye.
which I thought was clever. Nowhere.
Nice.
Well done, Damon.
That's a clever dude right there.
And a bunch of players got in trouble in a bus incident with something called aggravated harassment. And, of course, they're making excuses saying, lack of payment was due to issues with the payroll processor.
Oh, boy.
Is his name Antonio Brown?
Yeah, look, I thought that having Dan Snyder as an owner was the worst that could be. Imagine Antonio Brown owning your football team. Except don't imagine. It's literally happening.
This is what happens.
Oh, my God.
They had won 2 championships in a row. Guess what's not going to happen this year? Yeah. Hefty Lefty says, when did albinos get an empire? I said Albany. I didn't say albino.
That'd be a hell of an empire, though.
Did I say albino? Oh,
No,
man, that's the next HBO show.
No,
Except for there's no more HBO. It's just going to be called Max.
That's weird.
There's another company screwing everything up.
Yeah, it's going to be HBO to me forever.
All right, everybody, that's it for us. We'll be back here radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.